It's going to be a rough one. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to that's what a way to start the show. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. At least I'm not swearing, I guess.
Yeah.
Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
We are so professional around here. Nuts said quit singing. I wasn't singing. I was, me and Jack were actually just chatting a little bit, and I was resting for a second.
I have popcorn.
He has popcorn. Jack, let's start the show with a cute little story. I've told you about how my cat has decided she's my mom, right?
Yeah.
Well, she put me to bed today, and then Lady Monkey was actually getting ready to go to the store. So she comes in to say hi to me. And Phoebe perched herself on the edge of the bed, looking at her like, you should not be in here right now.
He is sleeping.
And then she follows her around to me. And then when Lady Monk gave me a kiss and leaves, she goes back and she sits right on the edge of the bed, staring out the door, guarding over her cub. Nice. I'm like, I'm like 10 times bigger than you at least. I don't need a mom. I wanted a cat. I got a mom. But she is cute. So, that was my morning. Since then, I've had a pretty decent day. How's yours been, Jack?
It's been kind of dog shit. Super busy. I didn't really go to bed. I took like a little nap after the show, and then had to take someone to work, and then I got kind of sidetracked on the way home and had to run some errands and shit. And then I went to the comic shop and they didn't have my pull books, so I was kind of annoyed with that. So I had to reorder everything, and then I come home to find that the toilet overflowed. So I was cleaning that up. Turns out there's something wrong with the sewer line again. You know, the one I just dug the trench for?
Right.
So I got to figure out what's going on there. Then I go over to help my parents with their errands. And it turns out the dog got sick all over the place. So I cleaned that up. Poor little guy. And I had to do some stuff for them. And then I took a little nap. And I have popcorn now.
Have you considered being less responsible?
I have considered selling everything I own off and disappearing into the woods in the Philippines, like my brother once suggested.
I mean, it's an option
and I was
out
like,
there.
That idea sounds better every day. But yeah, it's just kind of a crazy day. Got almost no sleep, and I was all over the place. I put like probably 60 miles on the car, so I had to get gas and just usual bullshit, just all at once. So it was a bunch of little stuff. Nothing major, just not even a bad day, just busy. So it's just doing things for everybody.
I can't say it's related to the cat, but I did sleep better than I have in a long time today.
Nice.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, it's not that she's possessive of me. Somebody said possessive as fuck. No. She just has routines. Like if it's Lady Monkey going to bed, I am not supposed to be in there. She has her little routines. But this was the first time I've seen her guard me like that.
Your cat has OCD and probably
she has
some
issues.
Attachment issues.
Her morning got all screwed up because she woke Lady Monkey up, and Lady Monkey wasn't ready to get up. So she'd knocked something off the nightstand. Lady Monkey looked to make sure it wasn't her glasses. And so the cat knows she's awake. And then the cat's ready to, every morning, the cat gets up with Lady Monkey. Lady Monkey goes upstairs and makes her coffee and gives the cat a treat. So she was ready for that. And it took like 45 minutes before Lady Monkey finally got up. Threw off her whole damn day. Poor kitty. Anyhow, real quick for you NFL fans out there, the real Super Bowl is likely to be next week. The Chiefs won tonight, Jack. They beat the bastards who beat my Chargers. With a big scare for Patrick Mahomes. God, did you guys see his leg get rolled on? Fuck. He gets tackled, Jack, and this guy falls on the outside of his leg as he's falling down into it. And his foot rolls under. His knee kind of pushes in like, oh, please don't let that snap. Turns out he just has a high ankle sprain. So hopefully nothing else is bad. They'll do an MRI, make sure he didn't tear a MC, but I know MC all the terms. Hammer. Yeah. But they did end up winning, and he didn't actually break his leg. So that's all good news. So they'll be playing the Buffalo Bills next week. Now I know NFL fans out there, somebody, but wait, the Buffalo Bills haven't played this week. I know. I don't remember who they're playing, but if there's any justice in the universe, they will be the winners, and we'll see the Bills and the Chiefs play each other, and it'll be the real Super Bowl because the NFC, well, they suck this year. They suck holy dog balls, man. The majority of their teams didn't even get to 500. Like it was ridiculous. The NFC this year, you could just call them all the Chargers, man. They are that bad. So they're playing my Bengals. Screw you, Spud Gun. I'm sorry, man. Look, in any given Sunday, situation could happen. The Bengals could win. It's not like the Bills are an unstoppable force, but they're clearly the better team. But so we'll have hopefully the Bills and Chiefs next week, see who the actual best team in football is.
See, if I was super rich, I'd buy a football team and declare the Bills my arch nemesis and call my team the Filibusters.
Nice.
Just for the comedy value of it, because that's how good I am with money. Speaking of which, thank you, Retro V Gamer, for the donation. Thanks for retweeting my Twitch stream earlier, Jack. I had some technical difficulties and we'll retry tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. AKST. So check out Retro's stream. Here you go. Here's the Twitch link. If you guys are on Twitch, give him a follow so he can get his numbers up. But anytime, dude.
Chiefs cheated. You don't have to cheat against the Jags. You know, I had a horrible thought.
Wait, were they Indian givers?
Probably.
That was a low shot. Sorry. Sorry, natives in the audience.
I was thinking after the Jags, my team losing to them, it's like, I hope that long-haired quarterback goes home and his wife gives him an STD. It's like, oh, that's fucked up. He didn't do nothing to me. He just was the better team that week. I actually felt bad about myself for even thinking that way. Now, that's not to say I've never wished that on somebody and actually meant it, but I felt a little bad for that.
Yeah, you know.
You shouldn't be that attached to your sports teams. Not to where you're wishing that somebody's wife gave him an STD. That's fucked up because you guys realize, I mean, she cheated on him, right? Yeah, she sat on a toilet seat.
Yeah, she was doing nasty stuff. She's a dirty girl. Dirty girl. A lot of people get really obsessive about their sports teams, and I just don't get that.
It's team sports, so.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
It's not that important.
Guys, we got a packed show for you tonight. We have Eliza Bleu kind of exposing herself. I was going to put that as the title, and I was like, it's a little too clickbaity.
Yeah, we're gonna get in trouble for this anyway.
Biden's home got raided, and they found some more documents. We'll talk about that later. And Antifa's out there trying to set the world on fire again. I guess nobody told him that it's supposed to be a metaphorical statement, not a real one.
Yeah, they took that Ink Spot song a little too seriously.
All right, so Eliza Bleu. People have been trying to get our attention on this for a couple of days. Snubbert has brought it up a few times. Massive has brought it up a few times. And thankfully to Massive, he had sent me a DM, and I saw it right as I woke up. And it reminded me that, I wanted to go check out all this shit going on with this. Oh, boy, is this a deep fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start with my favorite part. Eliza Bleu used to be a groupie for My Chemical Romance. And she went by the name, I'm not making this up, Eliza Cuts. Yep.
That's deep, man.
That isn't it? It's so emo. It's so emo. She went by the name Eliza Cuts, and she ended up hooking up with the leader of the band there. I forget his name because I don't care about those homosexual singers. But because of this, and because of how public she has been for a long time, Jack, she was apparently really big on MySpace. She used to be friends with Jeffree Star when Jeffree Star didn't look like an old cancer patient.
Oh.
Yeah, like when he was very young, when I first saw the picture, I'm like, that kind of looks like Jeffree Star. And then I read something like, yeah, that is Jeffree Star. I'm like, fuck. But she's been out there and she has a long history. There's a great clip from when she was on the show Blind Date. Do you remember the show Blind Date?
Yeah. Yeah, with Roger Lodge. That was a great show.
She was on it.
Huh.
As a woman that they're like, never go out with somebody like this.
That was most of the women on that show.
It really was. And then what else is there's just so much with this woman. So let's talk about Eliza, where she's at right now. If you know of her, you probably know of her as an advocate for the victims of sex trafficking and her claims of being sex trafficked herself. And that's look, being an advocate for the victims of sex trafficking, that's a noble thing.
Yeah.
But if you have to lie about having been sex trafficked yourself for the attention, that's not noble anymore. In fact, what she's doing is disgusting to a point where if everything is true, and it really kind of looks like it is, and we know for a fact one of them is that I'll get to, this woman should be ostracized. And let me explain. Brittany Venti had some questions for her based on a thread that went around, Jack, back in December of last year.
That horror thread. Oh, wait.
The thread
I was
itself.
thinking a sewing thread, sorry.
The thread itself is actually based on a thread from a year and a half earlier in June of 2021. This is when somebody first starts, as far back as I can find, first starts trying to expose Eliza Bleu for being kind of a liar. Well, Brittany puts this picture up from a video that's here on YouTube. You know what, Jack? You know what we should do? We should look at that video.
We should get ourselves in trouble.
We said, look, hey, I'm not going to play the music from it. This is a World Star video. It's called Eye Candy. Just the letter I. Candy. Yeah, clever as shit. And the video is really shitty music playing over this.
Hang on. World Star!
World Star!
Somebody had to do that.
Had to be. And there's Eliza. Now, this is supposedly, this was out 6 years ago, and there's 2 other videos from 4 years previous to that. This is around the kind of time she was supposedly getting trafficked and stuff. But Brittany took a couple of pictures, still shots from this, and put it on her tweets to Eliza asking about it. And Eliza got her struck down, basically under revenge porn rules. Under the YouTube or the Twitter rule that says you can't post a picture of somebody that was produced without their permission. She's clearly in this video.
Yeah.
I guarantee you the people who made this video have contracts from her. She got paid for it. This is a produced video with her permission that has been on YouTube for 6 goddamn years.
It's very obvious that she was consenting to being filmed in this.
It is not revenge porn to put a picture up from this and go, hey, can you explain how this jives with everything you've said? And there should be an easy answer. She should be, hey, I did this and it was something I did one time. I would or would not do it again now. It's irrelevant to the cause I'm after.
Yeah.
But the problem isn't this video. The problem's not the video, actually. Because the video totally looks non-consensual, right? Look, if I was a teenage boy back in the 80s and I saw this, I would be whacking it to it. I'm not going to lie. Because sometimes you just couldn't get your hands on the real porn, man. And this is pretty close.
Yeah. I mean, can we just admit that she might be a vampire? Because she doesn't look like she's aged.
Actually, she does. I hear what you're saying.
All the pictures I've seen of her look just like she looks here.
So no.
Maybe
she did
makeup.
In her My Chemical Romance days, she had the actual flawless skin, and now she has caked on makeup to try to keep it that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you see her like up close, you can tell she's in her 40s now.
Now, what band is this? Do we know?
WSHH, World Star Hip Hop, I guess is, or maybe it's Eye Candy's the band, and Eliza Knows. No, because Eliza Knows was another one of her names she went by. Artyom Venica, I don't fucking know. Here's the link to the video if you guys want to listen to the actual music yourself. It's not the worst song I've ever heard in my life. It's
Eye
not
Candy
what
is the band.
Is Eye Candy the band? Okay. Yeah. I would never like seek out this music, but it's not the worst music I've ever heard.
Yeah, they've got some other videos up.
The real problem though, Jack, is her timeline. Thank you, Buddha Buddha, for the donation with no message. Really do appreciate that.
You know, when you type in Eye Candy on Chrome here on YouTube, Eliza Knows is the first one.
I would imagine so, because that's a pretty good video, actually. It reminds me, there's an episode of Married with Children where Al's watching the rap channel and he's dancing with it. And Marcy comes in and goes, "There's no music." And he goes, "But he can still hear it." Because he likes the big-assed women dancing mostly naked in the videos. I can relate. So anyway, Eliza, she claims that she was first sex trafficked at 15 years old. And she puts that time frame around 2007.
Okay.
I just told you she's 40. So to be 15, you got to go a little bit beyond 2000.
Yeah, that'd have been more like, what, 1990, 1989, somewhere there?
Mid 90s. And that's where the big question mark is whether or not she's being honest about the whole time frame. She absolutely refuses to name names of who trafficked her. She now says not only was she trafficked, Jack, she was trafficked and then she got out for a while. And then she was trafficked again by some kind of sports star who she won't name. She's an advocate trying to keep people from, getting it, help people who've been in this life and stop it from happening to others, but won't name the person or people now who did it to you.
When did she make the claim about getting trafficked again? That's actually relevant to something.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure when she first came out with this claim.
If she did it in the past few days, there.
Oh no, the trafficking thing. She said that for a while now. Ever since I've known her.
The getting trafficked, having a time in between, and then getting trafficked again.
Oh. When
did that story come out?
Let me see if I can find I'm going to throw this Twitter thread into chat for everybody. I don't want to go through the whole thing, Jack, because there's a lot here. There's a ton here.
Yeah, that sounds like one of those Jack Murphy complicated things.
Somebody actually took her face and put Jack Murphy's beard on it.
That's pretty funny.
It's fucking awesome. I know it's in this thread somewhere. No. Is it this one? Yeah. All right. I think this is the one that I'm thinking of. So this is her. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the date on it. It just says 16 hours ago. And this is from a thread back in December, like I said. So the deal is that after I was sexually exploited as a child, I had a vivid life. Then I was trafficked again as an adult. Then I was free, and folks don't understand that I have lived 41 years, and they don't comprehend how someone can be trafficked and have a life.
Okay, because there's a case in Maryland about a Virginia runaway that it's in the. We'll look at it later if you want to, because it's in the queue.
Sure.
This kid got taken away from her parents because they misgendered her. Then she got trafficked and then ended up in Baltimore, and they tried to get her back again. The parents did. And the judge said no. And then she ran away from this youth center they put her in and ended up getting trafficked a second time. And that was right around... The story came out on Daily Wire in January 19th. But the incident happened, I think, in November 2021. and it wasn't really made into a big deal. But if she's from the area where this occurred, it probably made the local news, and it might have hit some of the other news, but nobody's really talking
Well,
about this.
it's probably not her, considering her
No,
dad.
no, I
Oh,
think that's where if she's lying, that might be where
oh,
she got that idea to say,
stole
well,
the
I was
idea.
re-trafficked.
Yeah, her dad turns out to be a muckety muck there in Illinois.
Oh,
He's in the Illinois State House and has been for a while. He even ran for governor a couple years back. And then there's stories about how because she claims that the trafficking started when she's like moved out or whatever, but she says she didn't move out until like 22. She goes to LA. Supposedly during all this trafficking, she was also following the My Chemical Romance band around all over the place. Not bad for trafficking, honestly. She was on Tim Pool. You can tell she's lying.
oh my God. What if My Chemical Romance is who she accuses?
There's no way because she'll get sued.
Oh yeah, good call.
Nut says people are saying her dad's a politician. He absolutely is. He's a. It's in this thread when you go through it. If you go through the one that I posted, but here's my problem with her. Again, advocacy is great, and if you have some stupid things you did in your past, I don't really care. But she took the Twitter rule that's supposed to be there to keep people from exploitation and from revenge porn, and she's using it on people who she just doesn't like what they say. Or in the case of Brittany. Oh, and by the way, she got the quartering taken down too on Twitter. That was today. You're using this thing that's actually supposed to help people, and you're abusing it because you don't like your own past. Something you willingly did. And you're claiming that it's the same thing. Oh, you didn't have my permission. It is publicly available. This isn't nobody had to go to the dark web to find this video of you dancing like a whore barely dressed. It's on YouTube, for fuck's sake. And she's threatening people with lawsuits and told them, my enemies need to study the law. I have been.
No, you haven't, because you can't sue them for taking screenshots of a music video that's not even porn. Nope. And reposting them on Twitter. That's not going to work out for you.
Yeah, she says something like 20 states or 22 states have laws against this. No, they don't. No, they don't.
They have laws against revenge porn, and this is not revenge porn.
No. This is confronting you with your own actions.
Yeah.
So she's insane, says Devil's Advocate. Okay, here's my honest opinion. From everything I've read, she is desperate for fame. That's it. She is desperate for fame, and she will do anything to get there.
This is not the way to do it, because this is going to create Streisand effect. I wouldn't have looked this up at all.
Nope.
If you hadn't mentioned it to me, and other people hadn't been talking about it. And after she got the quartering struck, I saw tweets on that. Yeah. I only vaguely know anything about this, but I just looked up the video, and 70,000 people have watched it.
70. It was only at 30,000 when Brittany Venti did her video on it.
Yeah, well, Brittany is a fairly influential person.
I'm very mean to Brittany most of the time.
Yeah.
I have to give her some credit here. In her video about this, she still gives Eliza the benefit of the doubt throughout. She does call her out for abusing this policy and pointing out that if she can do it like this, then anybody can.
Yeah.
But when she's talking about Eliza, she's like, if there's a way to explain this, I mean, there are ways to explain this. It would make sense. She is very fucking forgiving of Eliza.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this going, this is Brittany? Because, wow. I've seen her go hard after. I saw her shoe on head video.
Yeah. Which is pretty funny, actually.
Brittany doesn't pull punches. And I really do believe that Brittany was just trying to get an answer. Like, hey, this is kind of weird. What's up? And she got blocked for it. Had to take the post down. She is back on Twitter now. I think she got like a 12-hour ban or something like that for it. But she was so forgiving about it. I was like, that's weird.
Stay corrected. It's over 71,000 now.
God damn.
But
Yeah.
you took down two well-known commentators, reactors, whatever you want to call them, Quartering and Brittany Venti. And that's got a lot of other people talking about it. Their friends who are influential. I saw Melanie Mack mention this thing and a couple other people. You're creating the drama that you were trying to hide from on this.
Is this a case of modern woman? No. I think this is a case of desperate for fame. Male and female do this. And like seriously desperate for fame. Like I said, she was on the show Blind Date, which was she was this big MySpace personality, apparently, Jack. This is how far back this bitch goes. And she tried out for American Idol.
Everybody tried it. I used to work for a company where the guy I had to talk to all the time was a contestant on American Idol. Like, and he made it fairly far in. And that dude swore like a pirate. I was like, he's from New York. And I was like, oh my God. So I just have no respect for anybody from American Idol after meeting that guy. So that just makes me think less of her. But look, I don't think that she should have handled it this way by striking Brittany down. She made her more powerful than she could have possibly imagined.
She should have ignored it.
Was like, hey, I needed work. I did this. Not super proud, like you said. I'm not super proud of it. But it doesn't detract from the fact that something bad happened to me, and it doesn't, and it wouldn't. Most people that are involved in like porn or prostitution protests were in the industry at some point. Look at all the advocates that try and get people out of porn. Most of them are ex-porn stars.
Now, I want to find it because she made a statement. Here it is. She made a statement that actually ended up with one of those little notes on it from people who see it. Yeah. Says, I'm going to address this one time and one time only. A non-consensual photo was posted of me yesterday on Twitter. The photos have been removed. The source of the photo has also been contacted, and I'm preparing to escalate to the full extent of the law. There is no extent of the law here, sweetheart. None. But they added the photos are screenshots from publicly available world star hip-hop music video that has been online since 2016. The video was made after Eliza Bleu claimed she escaped human trafficking. Well, it depends on which version you've heard, honestly. But she goes on to say, Twitter did an outstanding job and they will be excluded from legal action. There won't be anyone else involved spared. We're going to be sued, Jack. I take things all the way and I take things all the way and I have no chill. I'm a survivor advocate, and that doesn't stop with advocating for myself as a survivor. I'd encourage my enemies to study the law. I have been for many years. It might stop you from making rookie mistakes in the future. It was a screenshot from a video, idiot.
Yeah. First of all, I'm destitute with a really good friend who's a lawyer. And he'll work pro bono for me and take a cut. But yeah, this is how she's going to get sued. She's interfered with people's business now because social media is an aspect of advertising for both Quartering and Brittany Venti. They could sue her for this.
Look, I don't think Brittany would. Jeremy definitely would.
Yeah.
He would sue the shit out of her. There's a live stream about Eliza on uncivil law right now. I'm guessing he's going to say a lot of legally the same things we have. There's no legal precedent here. There's no legal issue here.
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer, but it doesn't look like anything I've ever heard of where you can sue somebody for taking a picture from a music video and posting it and asking somebody a question. That doesn't strike me as revenge porn territory or non-consent photos because they're clearly models. She was clearly a model in this video. It wasn't like some secret covert thing where they were like filming her without her permission. They clearly were filming her moving around.
There's videos of her out there talking about being a model, and she'd been, like I said, this is one of 3 videos that have been found of her in them, and they're all rap videos, and she's all dancing like a whore, barely dressed in all of them.
Yeah.
Pyra says, Does this count as tortious interference? Honest question, Monkey. I don't know. I mean, I guess it could, but isn't that more with direct contracts there?
Yeah. Now, if she was interfering in somebody else's contract, then it would be. I
Right.
think he's just messing with you though,
You
which would be
no,
stochastic terrorism. I'm pretty sure.
no. I think he's being honest. It's similar, but I don't know what the actual legal term would be.
No, because she's not interfering with a contract between Brittany and somebody else, but she would be
She
interfering with her business because she's messing with her ability to advertise and message people.
well,
So
technically, I mean, when we sign up for something like Twitter, we are agreeing to something. There is a contract there, so possibly, actually.
yeah, I think that might be a bit of a reach. She'd be better off suing her for interfering with business.
Oh, again, I don't think Brittany will.
No, but I think Jeremy would. It'd be good publicity for him.
We're talking to you right now, my friend. Over here on the YouTube, guys. Don't forget we are brought to you by you. Hit the like button, the share button. If you would donate to Jack or myself. Sorry, my cords got all messed up here. I keep catching one of them with my foot. Ministry of Wrong Thing. Thank you so much. LOLOL. I was watching Venti's live stream when she found out why she was banned, and when Jeremy entered her chat, it was funny that we're here now. Yeah, like I said, this has been brought to our attention a couple of times over last 3 days or so, and
Roughly, yeah.
with other things going on, I missed like 4 stories last night that I really wanted to talk about. It just happens sometimes, and especially if it's something you guys tell me about, I'm like, I'll check that out later. 9 times out of 10, I forget to check it out. It's not my fault. It's my fucked up brain. Jeremy pays Twitter blue, laugh my ass off. She's literally preventing him from doing business with him. Yeah, I mean, so technically, yes. Would it actually hold up? I don't know how much. You'd have to prove how much you were making off there for it to be actionable, I would guess. Anyhow, yeah, I don't have much else to say other than what she's doing here. I don't know if the trafficking is real. I'm gonna say probably not, which is dirty as fuck. Okay.
If she's lying, it is really scummy. If she's not, that's horrible. But you can't strike people down over a music video that you were in.
That's my problem, is that she is taking these things that are supposed to be helping victims and she's abusing them, which doesn't help the victims at all.
No, quite the opposite. Makes people not believe them.
Yes, exactly. She is now part of the problem. This victims advocate out there is misusing the system meant to help them.
Yeah.
So, fuck you, lady. Much like my Andrew Tate thing, I don't care that he goes out there and says some stuff that actually helps men. He took advantage of men. She's taking advantage of victims here. And no, fuck her for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the Streisand effect is going to go into full mode. I'm sure.
Oh, it has.
Huey Farms is all over this.
How is she involved in the Tate story exactly? She's made the Tate story part of her story. She's supposedly a advocate for some of the victims in the Tate case. So yeah, that's how those are related. I didn't even bring that part up. Yeah, that's when she was on Timcast, she talked about it. She's talked about it a couple other times, but yeah, that's where those are intertwined. I just really don't like people who take advantage of things like that. We're talking about
it's dirty.
We're talking about sex trafficking. We're talking about people being, let's call it what it is, rape.
Yeah.
And
pimped out.
And you're going to use the rules that help them because you did something you're ashamed of a few years back.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
That's really scummy.
But if I'm being 100% honest, this is just my opinion. From everything I've seen, it looks like she's a grifting bitch who will just jump onto anything that she thinks will get her attention. And she's been this way for decades, literally. So fuck that bitch. And how dare you do something like that because you didn't like that people pointed out what you've done. Just own it. Yeah, I did it. Fuck it. Where's the crime in being in a music video?
Yeah, especially if you're a model, who cares? Models do all kinds of stuff.
Cult of Krill, thank you, my friend. That is so very generous. What is best in life? To see Little Butt crush your enemies, see them driven before her, and hear the lamentations of her classmates. This is for Little Butt's fundraiser. Thank you so much. For the record, guys, last night's donations doubled what she'd already raised. She went well into the lead, comfortably into the lead yesterday, and she hit the goal that she wanted, the prize that she's after this time. I haven't seen the prizes. I haven't seen the sheet or anything. I just know what the dollar amount was, and she hit it. So she's very happy. And you know what? I was actually told by my daughter to tell you guys thank you. So thank you. And Cult of Krill, seriously, very generous. Thank you, my friend. Ministry of Wrong Thing, thank you. All she had to do was reply to Venti. Yes, that was me, but I regret it, and none of this would have happened. Instead, she made everyone flock to her OnlyFans and look up rap ass videos. Here's the thing. Brittany wasn't just asking about the picture. She was asking about the thread that I threw into chat for you guys. Did I go too far back where I can't get to it again? Let me throw it in one more time. There's a lot more to it than just the video. And I just don't want to spend all show on it, or we'd go through everything. I do encourage you guys to look it up yourselves and read through it and decide for yourself. My opinion, she's a grifting bitch who just wants to be famous. And she lobbed onto this and it worked for her. She's been desperately trying for 2 decades to become very famous. She even said, Jack, that the person who trafficked her took advantage of the fact that they knew she wanted fame.
Yeah.
She's not even shy about wanting fame. But don't worry, it's not for her, you guys. It's not for her.
Well, she might have been trafficked. I don't know. But if she's going to sue these 2 YouTubers, which I kind of hope to see that, because that lawsuit would be hilarious. She's also going to have to go after YouTube, the person that posted this, and World Star Hip Hop.
Mm-hmm.
So if she doesn't go after all of them, it's gonna look really fishy.
She didn't answer me, but I asked her, where is your lawsuit against the rapper, the producer, the music company, and YouTube? Because it's been 6 fucking years.
Yeah.
You should have you go hard. There's no chill, right? But apparently with it being out there, if the picture from it is revenge porn, that video.
Yeah.
Retro says you should have Little Butt record a commercial for a charity show. I would, but she's not here. I'm not going to see her till the campaign is almost over, actually, unfortunately, which really makes me sad because y'all know how much I like seeing Little Butt. But anyway, screw this bitch. If you were trafficked, I'm sorry that happened to you. But even if you were, it doesn't excuse what you're doing now. This is fucked up. And Elon Musk, you need to fix this system because there's nothing that the quartering or Brittany did. I'm defending Brittany and the quartering here, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I know. Which makes this even funnier to me.
They didn't do anything wrong. They should not have been kicked off for this. They should not have been in any way punished for this. This is stupid.
Yeah.
It's a picture from a fucking video. Anyhow.
Hey guys, since we're on the topic of things that make Monkey upset, his ego is hurt because the likes aren't up to par. Could we get those up to at least half? So can we get those up to a little over 100?
Hit
the like button.
You'd be better off telling him that you have nightmares when I get likes, because they really seem to like to trigger your nightmares.
They really do. But
yeah.
I'm not giving them any more ammo to fuel my nightmares.
Yeah, and I try to be consistent on things, right? If somebody's in the wrong, I try to say they're in the wrong. Somebody's in the right, I try to say they're in the right, whether I like them or not, whether I consume their content or not, whether I tell you to avoid them or not. So in this case, I don't mind standing up for the quartering and Brittany because they are in the right here. And Eliza can go fuck herself because The very thing you're supposedly fighting for, you're making a joke of right now.
Yeah, and you're hurting victims more than anything else. Because by abusing the system, like I said, it makes it look like people aren't serious when they do this.
Ram Champa says she sounds crazy as fuck. Read through the thread that I put in there. Watch all the videos. And if you don't come away thinking she looks crazy, I'm going to need you to explain to me how. But we're going to let Eliza go because I don't really have much more to say except stop this shit. You're making a mockery of this, of what you're supposedly trying to do. Go fuck yourself. All right. Oh, Jack.
Oh, Jay asked an important question, Monkey.
Sure.
Is it okay to utilize Super Chat to help with the fundraiser for the granddaughter?
Yes. And see, when it comes to super chats, I don't get those till next month. But anything that comes in for the fundraiser, I'm just sending to her immediately right now, and I'll just get it back later. So not a big deal. I'm also covering any fees and stuff, including the one to transfer the money over there. I'm covering all of that as part of my donating to the whole system. So yeah,
I'm not donating to anything because I'm saving for my Asian sex fund. So if you want to donate to me after Little Butt wins, there you go.
Look, this thing goes on for 2 months, so don't blow everything right now. We still need to eat too.
Yeah.
I need to buy vegetables so I don't have heart problems.
What is a vegetable?
It's that stuff that sits out that they don't put in a package that you walk past in the grocery store to get to all the packaged stuff.
Oh, all that green crap.
There's green and there's some red and some orange, a purple. Yeah, the colorful stuff that's actually good for you.
Oh, my doctor told me about that, but I don't trust him. He's always yelling at me.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Here's $35 for granddaughter, bro. Thank you, JKs. Nope, that will go in as a 50. Thank you so very much for that, my friend.
I asked what a vegetable was and Frosted said Christopher Reeves.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Biden would be closer now.
Yeah, well, there's that. But thank you, Travis Gardner. Do riots before Groundhog Day mean 6 more weeks of riots? Yes. Well, if they see their shadows.
By the way, Jay, that is very, very generous of you. Thank you so much for that. All right, man. Little Bud's going to blow everybody away. You know what? This just proves people need better grandfathers.
Yeah, well.
Those other kids are going to feel bad about themselves because their grandfathers don't have shows, and they should.
Well, they should get their grandparents on YouTube and Rumble.
I really do wonder one day, Little Bud talking with a friend. My dad's on YouTube. Or sorry, my granddad's on YouTube. And then they, really? Who is he? And they come and I can't talk to you anymore. Mom won't let me.
I'm grounded and my mom won't let me be friends with you anymore.
Yeah, so Little Bud, never tell anybody about the show.
The floating monkey-headed stick man made me cry.
Yeah, talk to Mom about it if you got to talk about it. All right, let's talk about Elizabeth Holmes real fast. This is one of the stories I wanted to talk about yesterday, and I forgot. Turns out, Jack, she was trying to flee to Mexico.
Is this the chick that had the fake medicine thing?
Theranos, I think is what it's called. Yeah, she's the chick who the female Steve Jobs who talked like this to make people take her seriously.
I keep getting her mixed up with Katie Holmes. It really comes out weird in my head then.
No, Katie Holmes has always looked cute. Elizabeth Holmes only looked cute for like 3 days, and then she aged quickly.
Yeah.
So she tells the whole world that she's got this machine that with just a drop or two of blood can screen you for damn near everything. And everybody was like, well, that'd be really cool because right now it takes a full vial of blood just to test for 2 or 3 things. And so a whole bunch of people poured a shit ton of money into it. She got contracts with like, it wasn't Rite Aid. What was the pharmacy that she hooked up with some
CVS
pharmacy?
or something?
Maybe it was. where you could go in and get it done, and it was done. People would go and get that shit done. They'd be tested, and it turned out they couldn't even test what little they had themselves. They had to send it to other labs, and
Wow.
turned out she was a big giant fucking fraud. But she was young, she's kind of pretty. She talked like a man with a smoking problem, and she had this idea, and so everybody threw a shit ton of money at her. Turns out she's a fraud, and now she's in prison. Well, Jack, like we do with so many white collar criminals, instead of upon conviction immediately being thrown in jail, she was allowed to play around outside for a little bit first.
Yeah.
And she made plans to run away to Mexico. God, I hate this dirty bitch. I've hated this dirty bitch since the first time I heard her name. And that's before all of this shit came out. And it wasn't because of the Theranos stuff, because I hadn't looked that deeply into it. It's just the way she was presented and this whole idea. It's the same thing that happened with Sam Bankman-Fried. Look at how smart these young people are. The chance of finding a young person that smart are like 1 in a trillion. And typically they're sitting at home playing video games, wasting that potential.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's just what happens. There's a reason that most of the smart people you see tend to be older, because it takes time to get intelligence. This bitch is a college dropout who was telling the world she'd revolutionized medicine based on a drop of blood in a dream. And they all went, yeah, you dumb motherfuckers. She was on the cover of Time magazine. Everybody was fawning over this fucking idiot. And yeah, and then they were like, oh my God, she's scamming us. Really?
Well, we live in a very youth-centric culture, and it bites us in the ass more often than not, but people still push that crap. There's no wisdom anymore. It's just youthful exuberance is all you need.
If it's 1 in a trillion, statistically, there are none. Ding, 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 ding. Every 8 generations, one is born. Anyway, so fuck this bitch. And I kind of think we should have sent her down to Mexico. Semi-attractive blonde. Good luck.
Talk about human trafficking.
I hope you like Saudi Arabia. I kind of, just to save us money, we probably should just send her down to Mexico.
Dude, you're gonna get us in trouble now.
What? I don't think jail rehabilitates people, so I don't believe in it for her.
Well, I don't believe in rehabilitation, but I believe in dank prison cells where people suffer.
I think she should get to go live the dream of a blonde white chick in central Mexico.
We'd have to take all our money away because, like Evolve said, she's got the money to stay in the safe resorts.
Oh, she don't got no money no more. They took all that shit.
There's probably some like Cayman Islands account.
Probably. You're right. But anyway, fuck that bitch. And all right, Jack, this one's just stupid, and I could not believe this when I saw it. Did you see the album cover for Dark Side of the Moon's 50th anniversary release?
Yeah, but real quick, check your Rumble.
Oh, sorry about that. Over on Rumble, Tall Person, thank you so much. Who says, "Hoy, happy Squirrel Appreciation." Happy Squirrel Appreciation Day. Squirrels are lovely creatures that just want to live their best life and don't hold people hostage to spread propaganda.
I would beg to differ, good sir. There's one in my attic now, and that little mother won't even go down to the electric trap to check out the bait. It's driving me nuts, and every now and then he just scurries around randomly like a cat at 3 a.m. But except it's at weird times, like 7 a.m. sometimes at 5 a.m. I hate squirrels with the passion of 1,000 suns. So on this Squirrel Appreciation Day, I would like to appreciate them with a trebuchet.
Okay. I'm not. I like squirrels, but none's never been in my house, so they torture Jack.
I hate them so much.
Here on your screen is the profile picture that Pink Floyd put out. This is the album art for their 50th anniversary kickoff thing. And people are like, oh my God, why are you going woke? Why are you so woke? Why you got the rainbow on there? This guy even says, are you going woke with rainbows? Is there a straight flag? I want equal representation. Don't get me wrong. We should all be true to who we are. Peace. For those of you who don't understand why this is stupid, we should probably look at the cover of Dark Side of the Moon. Right there. One of the most iconic album covers ever.
I mean, with that prism doing sciencey stuff.
50 years ago with a fucking rainbow.
Yeah, because it's a prism. Light goes in, and then you see the rainbow of colors come out. That's how prisms work. Well, how do people not know what this is?
Thank you, Frosted Glass. Found out this week that I'm going to be the godfather of my friend's son. So in that spirit, give half of this to Little Butt and the other half to Jack, please. Get ready to sing sometime in July. I'll be nothing but a positive influence on him, I'm sure.
Well,
I look forward to it.
Thank you, Frosted.
Thank you, Frosted. Appreciate that. Look, ladies and gentlemen, every time you see a rainbow doesn't mean somebody's going woke. All right.
No. Sometimes a rainbow's just a rainbow.
Sometimes it's just a rainbow. Gay people stole the rainbow from us, okay? It used to be all over the place. In the 70s, kids had shirts with rainbow patterns on them, and they weren't gay, and it wasn't for gay pride.
Yeah, they had it stolen the rainbow for them then.
Yeah, we really do need to take the rainbow back. I'm fine with gay people having rainbows, but everybody should be able to have rainbows. Fuck, they appear in the sky naturally.
The sky's gay. That's what Monkey's trying to tell you.
If you're walking down the street and you see a fucking rainbow in the sky, don't think the sky's gone woke. It's happened since the earth formed in the first rain.
Well, and Mork from Mork used to have rainbow suspenders.
He did. But I guess by today's standards, that must have meant Mork was gay.
Obviously. Well, he was kind of gay.
It's so asinine. Rainbow was originally biblical. I mean, it's in the Bible, and if you are an adherent to the Bible, sure, rainbows were a gift from God. Scientifically, they've just been here since the planet has been. So either way, they predate the gay movement by quite a lot. At least 6,000 years, okay? Not everything is woke, for fuck's sake.
Right? Well, yeah, that means the Asgardians are woke because they use the Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge.
Man.
Thor's not gay. Sorry.
Maybe it's just because we are a little bit older, Jax. Everybody in our generation knows that fucking album cover. You've seen it. Whether you listen to it or not, you've seen the fucking thing. And so maybe these younger kids now, I don't understand why they'd have a rainbow. I guess, but fucking look it up. Jesus Christ. Type in Dark Side of the Moon and see what the fuck pops up. It's a picture of that album cover. Anyway, calm down, people. Everything doesn't have to be a fight. Fight over smart things. Speaking of which, did you see they're doing a black Sherlock Holmes?
Of course they are. I don't understand why they hate history or white people so much.
I don't see. I'm kind of on board with this one because when I saw that, I immediately thought, this should have been done in the 70s as a blaxploitation. It should have been called Sherlock Jones.
Yeah, I would have watched the shit out of that.
So would I.
And if kung fu.
Yes, and if they do it that way, I will watch the shit out of it. If they try to just make it black Sherlock, I don't give a fuck. Oh
no, it's just lazy. It's not even interesting or original anymore. Everything is getting racially swapped.
Hey, what's up, P-Dog? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're well.
Real quick. Thank you, Sir Adamantine. Learn to love the squirrels, Jack. I'm trying. As long as they stay outside and don't mess with my stuff, I'm fine with it. But once they get in the house, that's a declaration of war.
Several people have put Sherlock homies. Nah, see, you got to... That is more satirical. Sherlock Jones would have actually been something they made in the 70s.
Well, why didn't they make I always wondered, who was the kid detective?
Encyclopedia Brown?
Yeah, Encyclopedia Brown. Why didn't they ever make a TV show out of that?
I thought they did.
Did they?
Wasn't there an Encyclopedia Brown show on HBO?
I don't know, but I
want
think
to say
that would
there
have
was.
been way more interesting because at least he's an original character and they could make it for younger people and it'd be an adventure show. You could up the budget so they had explosions and cool stuff like that.
When can we expect a white Shaft? No, you don't fuck with Shaft, man.
He's one bad mother.
Shut your mouth.
I'm just talking about Shaft.
Oh, we're so lame. P-Dog, you working, my friend, or you can hang out? Or can you hang out? All right, let's get back to the title of the show. Uh-oh. Oh, that's from yesterday when that guy blocked me. I'm like, oh, who blocked me now? I get blocked so often now these days. Not me. Not me. My cousin. Biden's home in Delaware gets raided. Justice Department seizes more classified documents. So they actually raided his home, Jack.
I am actually very, very surprised by that, but I bet they didn't go in all hard and heavy like they did with Trump.
Oh, no, it was all done, with their cooperation.
Of course it was. Toss P-Dog the link, will you?
Oh, sure. But they went in there, and not only did they find documents from when he was vice president, Jack, they found shit going all the way back to his Senate days that was classified. Or, okay, I don't want to say classified. The way they put it was that are of interest to our investigation. So classified. They're just being bitches and not just saying it out loud.
Yeah, they don't want to admit to it because then, it's harder to cover up more of his crimes that way.
And I saw a story that said, it's a Fox News story. The Republicans' response to the new DOJ. I don't give a shit what the Republicans have to say about this. No. And I'm not being an asshole here. That's not interesting to me. What is interesting to me is what the Democrats who are calling for Trump's head have to say. Because that's a little more interesting than, the Republicans. Look, Republicans, be careful what you say here, because unless you're going to make it about what the specific documents are, I mean, it is close enough that on it, do the right thing. But optics matter. We all know that. Frosted, thank you. Anyone who enters my place can expect a white Shaft. Wow. Anyone who enters? I hope your mom doesn't visit, dude. It's not exactly the same, and there is enough difference there to make that argument. However, that's not how the press will play it. So Republicans, your best bet would be to say something like, we need to wait and see, or we'll look into this and see if there's anything there, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Don't go hard. But with what media you do have, go hard after those fucknut Democrats who were out there saying that Trump needed to be thrown in fucking jail for this. That was their words, man.
Oh, yeah.
He needed to be in prison. He compromised our national security. I haven't seen that one time in relation to Biden. Over and over and over, he compromised our security. I haven't seen one fucking person on the left say that about Biden. Not one.
No, and they're not going to, because they have the hive mind. They're like the Borg. They protect their own and absorb anything else.
The link that you had sent me for the Ron Klain article doesn't work.
Oh.
But I did look it up, guys. Ron Klain, the White House chief of staff, is reported to be stepping down. He's sometime after the not the inauguration, the State of the Union speech coming up here on February 7th. Thank you, Pirate Bob, for the course from grandpa to grandpa. Thank you so very much. It's very, very kind of you. I appreciate it. Good God. I need to have a little bit raise money for me. Donate to Little Butts Grandpa. Does that work the same?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna get
here. Let me do it. Look, there's this little girl who really wants her senile old grandpa to stop falling down the stairs. Please donate. Help save an old man.
I'll save an old man. And this guy's decent. It's not bad. Not bad.
But anyway, play up that memory loss a little before you get Biden.
Not only did they go in there and raid it, they did find more documents. And Ron Klain stepping down. what we talked about last night, guys, this really looks like they're setting up Biden to go.
Yeah. And when it broke that Ron Klain was stepping down, I was like, yeah, he's out then, because he's cutting his losses like a rat fleeing a sinking ship. If Joe is on the chopping block, Ron Klain knows he's very politically savvy. He's one of Obama's most trusted allies. That dude leaving tells me Biden's getting pushed out.
Yeah. Because he would not have that same place in a Kamala administration.
No, not at all. Well, even if he did, Kamala, I think, is a little harder to control. Not only because she's not demented, but she tends to get a little angry. She seems very difficult to work for, from what we've heard.
Oh. Tall person, thank you so much. Date just switched over, so happy Chinese New Year. It is the year of the rabbit. And thanks to the rabbit that just came in and chased out those squirrels from my abode.
Nice.
Thank you for that.
Bangs that bite and scratch.
It's Chinese New Year now?
Yeah, I think so.
They do know it's almost February, right?
Well, in their calendar.
This is what happened. This is what happens when you count on an abacus.
No, it's what happens when you follow whatever witchcraft they're doing over there. Their Chinese voodoo.
The goings on at the White House intrigue me.
Yeah, I found it really interesting that Ron Klain was stepping down, because that solidified to me that this is an attempt to get rid of Biden.
Well, here's the things that we have right now with Biden, okay? You have his wife having cancer.
Yeah.
Just surviving a cancer scare, the skin cancer. We talked about this, 2 weeks ago?
I think so.
As far as we know, everything's good there, but cancer scare. You have people starting to question Biden's mental state the way we have since the fucking beginning.
Yeah. On the left, openly.
And in the press some now too. And then you have this scandal. And then you throw in Ron leaving. Guys, I could be wrong here. Would not be the first time ever, right? I've been wrong before once in a while, Jack. But I know how these little dirty bastards act. Joe gets his ass kicked. I don't know if you've seen this too. Suddenly there's story after story about how Joe is back down in the approval ratings. It's like really low right now, and nobody can exactly tell why. Yeah, we all know why. Because you're actually throwing him to the wolves right now.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. You didn't do that before the election when there was plenty to do it about then.
Yeah. Again, the timing fits perfectly with getting Kamala in, like we've discussed several times.
Yep.
But I really think a lot of it is that was the backup plan, was to get rid of Joe and get Kamala instilled because she'd never get elected. But also Joe has been getting worse. He's been making a lot more mistakes, talking to ghosts, shaking hands with people that aren't there, and having Harvey direct him because he's like, oh, there's my old pal Harvey. Oh, people, why do they call you the Easter Bunny?
Devil's advocate. That's where I'm thinking. He says, by the end of the week, Joe will say, for the best interest of the nation, I will step down to deal with my wife and family. This is hurting the nation, so all I can do is step down. Yeah, I that's kind of what I was expressing yesterday. Real quick, hi P-Dog.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Wonderful, man. Especially now we got that sultry voice. The ladies are going to be hurting tonight with all this sexiness going on.
Hello, ladies.
Hey, baby. How you doing?
Anyhow. Real quick. Thank you, Understatement. Yo, Watson, we going to hit up Lestrade and the homies at Scotland Yard. They interrogating this bitch and they think she capping about being the plug to Moriarty. When I peep him, I'm telling him to run my fade. Know what I mean?
No cap.
That was the whitest thing I've ever said in my life.
It really was.
But thank you, Understatement. I will not be doing voice work for the radio play of this production.
Momo asked, did the FBI really raid his house a few hours ago? Raid is kind of a big word for it. It was a search of the house. And I don't know if the FBI, it said the Department of Justice. I would imagine the FBI was involved in that.
Well, it depends. Were they covering up any firearms that that Hunter had, because that would explain quite a bit of it, actually. We're just
P-Dog,
here to cover for Hunter some more.
it's always nice to have other opinions because me and Jack are pretty much on the same page on this. Do you think they're going to push Biden out?
Oh, I said that in November 2020.
There you go.
I was like, they're going to find a way to get him out about into year 3 so Kamala can run 2 times.
It has to be done by the end of this year. She needs at least a year going into the election, and preferably 2 years, not just for that 10-year mark, guys, but you want a year before she goes into the election cycle so that people have gotten used to her. Whatever baggage there was from Biden can be neatly pushed away. Ideally, as soon as they can would be the best time, but at least by the end of this year. I still say 3 months.
I'm hoping they do a little bit of digging and they're like, oh, look, hooker bodies. Oh, no. Look at all these dead hookers.
Hey, they probably found them, but it wasn't on the search warrant, so no big deal.
Well, yeah, I mean, then they're just going to cover that up.
Who was it that said they could find small dead children in someone's...
Sam Harris.
Yeah, like Sam Harris's dream will come through.
Right. Oh, my God. Yeah, so... I just thought it was funny as shit that they actually went to his house. It wasn't the raid at Mar-a-Lago. They didn't like, you guys get all out of here. You're not even allowed to stand near us while we do. His lawyers were present and everything. So, and they found it going all the way back to his Senate days. You guys remember when he said mishandling of classified documents is horribly irresponsible? He's been doing it for a long, long time, apparently. Huh. Go figure.
Well, at least 6 years.
Yeah, right. Because it goes back to at least the last year of his Senate days. Now, I can't imagine anything from back then is all that important now, but it would have been at the time.
Hey, I rule nothing out. Maybe he knows where Jimmy Hoffa's buried.
He might have been the one who did it. Remember, he's Forrest Gump. He might have accidentally killed Jimmy Hoffa.
Accidentally knocked him into a well where he met the ring girl.
He was walking past where they were pouring concrete and somebody called his name. He turned around, his butt pushed Jimmy into a concrete pole now. Poor Jimmy. Yeah, fuck that mafia bitch. Anyway, everybody was so worried. Where's Jimmy Hoffa? Who gives a shit? He was a piece of shit. Oh, but Union. Fuck that piece of shit. Anyway, next story. Antifa's out there trying to be General Sherman, trying to burn Atlanta to the ground. And
something to do.
Something to do. We talked about the autonomous zone. I don't know how much you know about this, P-Dog, but there's an autonomous zone down there in Atlanta.
Out in the woods.
Out in the woods. There's a wooded area that they're going to clear for a police training center. And Antifa's decided no. So they moved into the trees. And if you accidentally go there, they will burn your car down. It's happened to somebody. Some guy accidentally drove in there and he went to ask them for directions and they scared him so much he actually ran away from his truck and they set it on fire.
Yeah, that sounds right. They do like fire a lot.
Yeah, there's pictures of the truck on fire.
Well, little kids.
What's that?
And little kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well.
The police they're going to clear this area, and when they're going in, a shot is fired at them. So you know what happens when you shoot at police?
They return fire.
They return fire.
No, they get a social worker and say, let's talk, okay? Okay.
The police drew their guns and started firing, and a dirty hippie piece of shit got killed.
Yeah.
All of the stories talking about like he was unarmed. Yeah, when they found him, I guess.
Yeah, because he shot at them first. They know he's the shooter, right?
It's yes. And we've seen Antifa hide evidence before.
Oh, several times.
And then claim, oh no, there was no arm there. Like, bitch, I saw you take that from me. It's on camera. That's why they attack camera people now. This is kind of
assume they don't like their faces on camera because they're cowards.
It's not about the faces because they cover their faces because they don't want their crimes on camera.
No, I know that, but I think they also think that it steals their soul.
I think they're violent bitches. Thank you. This is Kyle. Antifa are terrorists and should be dealt as such. Absolutely. In response to their stupid friend getting killed, Antifa put out a call to action, a vengeance night, which, if memory serves, was supposed to be yesterday, but for some reason it's tonight. And do we have some videos from this, Jack?
Top 2 links.
Top 2 links. All right. Fuck Antifa. How dare you make me support police brutality?
Right. Well, I mean, let's be honest. A lot of these people turn out to be on the sex offender registry. So it's not like the cops are hurting people.
Right. It's not like these are real people.
Yeah. These are just demons in flesh bodies. So
under 99.9% of circumstances, what we see the police do to Antifa, I would not be for. But they literally ask for it.
Yeah, they're always hitting the cops with stuff and throwing rocks at them and Molotovs.
Yeah,
I don't. I get why they beat the shit out of these clowns, and it's really conflicted because I don't really like police brutality, but at the same time, Antifa's full of degenerate scumbags. So, like I said,
don't attack police and you'd be all right.
Maybe don't try and hit them in the head with the baseball bat or throw bricks at them. That maybe things would go a little smoother for you.
All right. Now, I don't know how loud this is on your video, Jack, because this is one of the clips I've seen, and I know this right here in this little corner, there's 3 people being arrested. One over there, one right there, and then this one in the front. This is a woman who screeches like a banshee the whole time.
A woman X? A Wemixon?
A Wemix, yeah.
Like an Antifa woman. It's an
Antifa woman, so... Actually, though, she's small for an Antifa woman, so she's a blossoming Antifa woman.
she hasn't ballooned up yet. She's deflated.
She hasn't gotten to her full 300-pound potential yet. But anyway, so here we go.
Can you get your badge numbers?
Hit him! Hit him! Oh wait, that's advocating violence. I was talking about these 2 guys in the back. They were playing punch fighting. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, they're playing
this.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots. The guys in the front, stop resisting.
You guys be nice and follow proper procedure.
Officers, by the way, make sure you give them a business card.
Kneel right there and you'll take care of the whole problem.
Oh.
I actually saw somebody say Antifa's problem is that nobody cares if the police kneel on a white guy's neck.
That's a fair assessment.
It's true. I mean, he's not wrong.
They are so annoying. Like, nobody likes these people. Now, aside from the sexual degeneracy that they seem to like to commit on children and others and abusing grandparents and things like that, they're such a pain in the ass. They're screaming out there. They throw things. They trash the neighborhood. They burn buildings down. They're not good people. Why is anyone supporting this jackassery?
Here, I'm trying to find your link here.
I haven't seen this clip, Jack, the Fox one. If you do find it, P-Dog, throw it in the private chat there.
He's did. This is a little march. I just want to show you the sign at the beginning of the march.
Oh, hang on. Let me see. What do we have there? Don't worry, guys. This is fun time with Antifa, so it doesn't. Oh, is this from this morning or this afternoon?
It's just looks like a compilation of the Night of Rage.
All right. Yeah, I do like that sign.
Yeah, there's the sign.
They can't kill us all. I kind of support them trying.
They can try though. Come on, that's a can they get up to the challenge? Okay,
you're terrorists.
Like if all these people end up dead, does like an Xbox achievement unlock at the top?
Yes.
Of the screen?
And every time you see one of the cops involved, it pops up in front of them.
Ah.
Trees give life. Police take it.
What? Do they not understand what lynching is?
I don't know.
Have they never seen someone fall off a tree?
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine, bud.
That was me.
I like it. They're bringing this. How many more? And they got George Floyd on there, like George Floyd had anything to do with this Atlanta zone.
What does George Floyd have to do with any of this?
Nothing.
Well, I'm gonna give you a hint. You can see that there's a white person and she's starting to balloon up. So she's a not smart Antifa woman, Jack.
Oh, she's Junior Tank Division.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna turn this down because these bitches is loud.
Well, I can't hear him anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, I didn't play the. Oh, good. You're not missing anything. They're not saying anything.
You're stealing my soul, cameraman.
These fucking assholes are. Whose street? Our street is what they're chanting right now. Comrade Kitty, thank you. PD, bring out the miniguns. We don't encourage that kind of thing here. That's a quote from a video game.
I would settle for some fire hoses to wash these people because they all look smelly.
Hang on, isn't that the car they eventually set on fire? Oh no, this is a different one. Okay, yeah, it's a police car right there.
Yeah, they burned a lot of stuff today.
Oh, they're breaking shit everywhere. They're doing all kinds of shit.
Nice, peaceful people. Actually, that might be the car.
Now, I heard this was going to be happening in a couple other cities too, because I know that, for example, there was a one of these tweets came out from Pittsburgh talking about having the same night of rage all around cities around the U.S. So I'm curious how many cities actually did it. It's supposed, like you said, it's supposed to be last night.
Yeah.
So who knows? But still, it's just
they called for it all across the country. I figure you'll probably have some unrest in the usual places. But this is where the death happened. So that's where people are most motivated. If I'm the police, I go clear that place out tonight.
Yeah.
With flamethrowers. The trees are coming down anyway.
Oh, will they disrupt the Antifa garden though?
I don't even know if they have a garden. Have you seen
they do? They're pretty dumb.
Did we show the pictures of them hanging out at the tree hut thing that they have a turned over truck on its side and they're like posing in it in their little Antifa gear? Like the gangsters on the.
But you know,
it looks like the cover of a rap album for fuck's sake. Anyhow,
it looks like there was I'm just scrolling through here. Something called Unicorn Riot said that there's in West Philadelphia there was a vigil.
Born and raised
at a born and raised at a turtle sculpture in Clark Park to remember Tortuguita, the forest defender killed near Atlanta. About 70 people joined a vigil and talked about local struggles. So, you know,
Unicorn Riot. I'm blocked by them on Ranting Monkey because, well, they're Antifa shitbags.
Yeah, I know. But I think the second link I gave you there is the sentiment that maybe they should all be learning.
What we got here. There you go. Let's see. Present that. Your account is suspended. I know. Stop telling me that every time I come over here. If you point a gun at the police and get shot, you're not a victim of anything. No, you're really not. You're at that point, you almost got to call it suicide, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see how the news has been portraying this, because the CNN clip that I saw, the dude actually said, you can't really call it violent because the only person-on-person violence I've seen was the police tackling Antifa.
Yeah, the police are rioting again.
Yeah, see, broken windows is not violence. Burning cars is not violence.
All right. Wait, I don't remember if I shared audio on this one. Now, from what you said to me, Jack, this sentiment here at Fox, the local Fox station, isn't too far off from the CNN guy.
Yeah, you're going to hear some familiar talking points.
Take a look over here. If you pan over, I want to show you. This is what they were handing out at that protest. So it was a largely peaceful protest where they just wanted what they're calling justice.
Stop. Hold up. Can somebody look at the background?
I know, right? It's just like what happened in 2020. It's a mostly peaceful protest. There's shit on fire in the background.
There's debris in the street. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's mostly peaceful protest.
Okay, sorry.
No, you were right to stop it there.
Or so sorry. He just a guy. And right now,
did you hear the guy walking by? It's just a guy.
You'll see. Basically, they want justice for him. Take a look over.
He got justice. They just don't like what it was.
Yeah,
you shot at a cop, dickhead.
Don't shoot at the cops, and they won't shoot you. Generally speaking.
Notice nobody else in the forest got shot.
Yeah.
Justice by return fire. And the reason they didn't find a gun is because some asshole probably grabbed it before they could find it.
Yeah, that's the Antifa's known to pick up evidence that they leave behind. We've seen it before. We've seen them do it on live streams.
Yes,
where they start picking up canisters and Molotovs and rocks and shit like that. They're very well organized when it comes to stuff like that. It's too bad they're all a bunch of sex pest fatties, or noodle-armed little scrawny people. But yeah, they cover up their own acts relatively well for improvisation there.
Fairly certain. There it is. I knew somebody had sent me. Evil One has sent me the video from CNN. According, by the way, there was a press conference from the police chief, and I think it was a police chief and the mayor. I know the mayor was there, and they said some of the stuff they got was actual explosives. And we knew when they went to clear it out the one time a couple weeks or a month ago, they went there and arrested 4 or 5 people, and a couple of them were arrested for having explosives.
I mean, are you shocked? Because I'm not.
They're mostly peaceful. Those are explosives of peace. Apparently, they're all Muslim now.
No, those were celebratory fireworks. You're just a monster.
They're celebrating the morning of Tortuguita.
Shut up. Get a real name, asshole. His name's probably like Fred or something.
No, it's whatever his name is. Yeah, they say Tortuguita.
His name is Fred.
Tortino Greedo. Got it.
Close enough.
From the standpoint of the protesters, but as even the chief himself said, this is a small group. This is also.
Did you guys see how many people were in that group? I mean, compared to some Antifa riots, sure, it's small, but there was easily 100 people there.
Hey, that chick's like 3 people right there.
Yeah. And in fairness, that might be a guy for an Antifa person, if I'm being just perfectly honest.
Well, at least she's got a mask.
Just because he's got titties and a camel toe doesn't mean that's a chick in Antifa world. How dare you?
Within this Defend the Forest movement, there are no leaders. So people go off and do their own things. That doesn't just make them justifiable. But I do think that, you keep using these words, violent, and it gives the impression, I mean, the only violence or the only acts of violence against people that I saw were actually police tackling protesters.
Can you back that up?
Sure. How far?
Just 10 seconds. Okay. What's he saying again?
He's saying the only acts about. Remember, this guy at least was smart enough to couch it.
I want you to say it. I want him to say it, and then I'm pointing out back there in the background there.
That, you keep using these words, violent, and it gives the impression. I mean, the only violence
stop there. The only violence.
But see, he's smart enough to couch it, and he says next of people on people violence. That's how fucking stupid these guys are.
Okay.
They've been caught saying this dumb shit so many times.
That's better.
That they finally caught on to saying violence. They're trying to do that redefined violence that Antifa pushed for back in 2020. Where it's like the only real violence is people on people. If I burn your fucking house down, that wasn't a violent act. Thank you, Comrade Kitty. Name is Tombstone, the pizza, of course. It is now. They should rename him instead of Tortuga or whatever the fuck his name is. His name is Tombstone. No, see, that brings it too close to like Tombstone the movie, and I really love that movie, and there's no way these guys are even man enough to watch that shit.
That's why he's Totino's Greedo.
That's right. He's Totino's. He's not a Tombstone. Oh my God. Yeah, so Atlanta is partially on fire. They didn't do a whole lot of damage tonight, thank God. They broke some windows, set a car on fire. But we know what happens next.
They're gonna bust in a bunch of buddies.
More people. The brigades from across the country. Atlanta will be the
new Portland.
Yeah. Or Minneapolis.
I
mean,
was starting early this year.
Think you missed a Streamlabs. Oh, sorry about that, dude. If I ever do that, please try to get my attention, because sometimes the little thing doesn't go off or I don't see one. Thank you so much, Q. Now I just gotta wait for it to load up.
I just dropped you a statement from the Atlanta mayor too.
Thank you, Q. Monkey's shield defense of rainbows just confirms my long-held suspicion that he is in the pocket of Big Prism. Everyone boycott until the color drains from his sky. That's right. I'm part of Big Prism. Yeah, can't believe you found me out. All right. I don't even know what to do with Antifa anymore, because they should have been stopped by now. The shit that's going on in Atlanta down there in the in that forest, save the forest. You guys don't give a shit about the forest. You're just agitators, shitheads.
Yeah, you're LARPing as Robin Hood. Shush.
Yeah.
Hey, Advocates Dally says, can we convince them the police are held up in the CNN building? Hey, did y'all know that CNN is abandoning that building?
Yeah, we did that story last night.
Yeah, so that would be a good way to get them to tear it down.
Thank you, Ebony. Why are they protesting? It was a white guy the cops shot, and we all know that never happens. Well played. Oh, got another one. See, now the fucking thing goes off. Although it didn't for Ebony, so I don't get this thing sometimes. Retro Gamer, thank you so very much for the feminist $12. Half for little butt. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I just need a moment and we'll talk about the rest of the stuff. The love you guys have for my grandchildren fills my heart in a way that I cannot explain. And from the bottom of that heart, thank you. You guys are fucking amazing. All right. This is the mayor talking about the violence that the...
I'm sorry. I'm excited about something now that you said that. My granddaughter took her first steps.
Dude, for real?
Nice.
How cool.
That's pretty exciting. They saw a picture. My daughter sent me a little video. I'm like, oh, no way.
I got lucky enough to capture Little Butt's first steps on video.
Oh, man. I think that's cool.
I just happened to be filming her at the time, and she pulls up on her little thing and starts walking. I was like, oh, she's walking. Oh my! Yeah, it's such a great time. That's so cool, dude. I'm so happy for you and for your daughter. And that's awesome. That's awesome.
That's a good time to remind you guys that you're shaming me because I have no children or grandchildren. Thank you for that. That hurts my feelings.
You can buy grandchildren, I'm pretty sure.
Probably. Sounds like a lot of work.
Rent some, yeah.
Well, I figure when I adopt my 32-year-old businessman future son, maybe he'll have a couple.
There you go. That's all you got to do. All right.
Many of them don't even live in Atlanta or in the state of Georgia.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Dude, just wait. That's probably why they had to put it off a day. They hadn't gotten all the people there yet. They had like 8, and they were like, this is not enough. If it follows pattern, tomorrow they'll have at least twice as many.
Oh, yeah.
The 7 they arrested last week or whatever when this happened, they arrested 7 people, and I think only 3 of the 7 were from even Georgia.
Yeah.
So.
And they don't represent the voices of Atlanta. And some of them were found with explosives on them.
Shocking. Considering how much they like fire. I'm sorry for this guy, and I know Atlanta's a liberal place. Liberals, you did this. You should have been condemning these shitheads from the beginning. It's nice to see you finally doing it, but this shit should have been way back in 2020 when politicians, and I don't know what he said at the time, but when politicians were out there going, they need to stay in the streets. Thank you, Ministry of Wrongthink. Love how inconvenient opinions on Twitter are violence, but burning a car isn't. I know, right? Smashing windows, stealing shit. None of that's violent. No.
Well, I figured that out. See, when you say mean things to someone, that's literal violence. This is metaphorical violence. It represents their rage. See, it's art. It's a performance art piece.
Alfarius, I think is how you say that, says 2015. I hear you, because we did have rioting and stuff back then, but you didn't have the politicians as vocally supportive of it as we did in 2020.
Yeah, like Kamala and several others pushing the bail funds. And
I mean, they were, get out there. You should. I think it was Kamala whose statement was actually that you need to stay in the streets.
Yeah, I heard Maxine Waters and somebody else.
Maxine said, if you see them in public, get in their face. AOC said something stupid, but I don't remember what it was.
That's dig ending and why.
Pelosi said something in support of him too. I can't remember what hers was. There's actually a meme out there that has the four of them and what they said.
Mm-hmm.
You heard that correctly. Explosives, and that has led to a police officer's car being set on fire, and other destruction has occurred. And so, make no mistake about it, these individuals meant harm to people and to property.
That's not what CNN told me.
That's not what Fox told us either.
CNN told me it's not really proper to call this violence.
It's mostly peaceful.
Don't call that violence over their violence, because we're still on their side because we're fucking retarded. You think I can get a contract from Daily Wire with the way we talk? They pay well, man.
They weren't paying Steven enough. That was a low ball offer, though.
I'm okay, but hey, it wasn't about the money, so that doesn't matter. I watched Ricado's last night stream. I think it was, maybe it was the night before. And he was talking about this, and he said, it's a low ball offer, and it wasn't. And I saw Lauren Chen say the same thing about how the low ball offer. Steven says it was not about money. So anybody who's making that argument is fine. You can make that argument, but that wasn't the point.
Right. But that's why he rejected it in the first place. And then, and that, because he came. What's funny is, though, when I don't think I want to get this derailed, but
I don't want to get derailed. There's not a lot more to say about idiots burning shit.
When it's funny though, because when Candace did her little spiel on it, and she said she wasn't privy to the negotiations, but then she came back in the middle of that same little spiel. She said something about, well, he came back with 140 million. Well, how did you know he come back with 140 million if you weren't privy to the situation?
So that comes from. I hear you what you're saying, but that comes from Boring's video, and it was actually 120 million, because he said that he came back with 30 million a year, which would be 4 years, 120.
Yeah, with the 2-year extension, would be another 25 mil.
But but Crowder said it wasn't about the money in the end when he rejected it, because what was it, the clause about if YouTube demonetizes you or whatever, this and that,
get kicked off. Yeah, 20%,
which is he already's gone. But Crowder's Mug Club grew the most every time he got suspended. So I think it's kind of, as far as the Daily Wire is concerned, it's like you almost make more money by grifting off the being suspended part.
That was actually an argument that Nick made, and that helps in the short term. And I don't remember. I have to go back and watch the contract again, because I don't remember a major penalty for getting in trouble. Getting kicked off for a couple of days. It was for getting removed from the platform. And if you get removed, sure, you might have a big boost there for a couple of days, and then it drops off.
Yeah.
But did you see Nicole Arbor video going after Candace Owens? I haven't paid any attention to Nicole Arbor since that bitch blocked me for a joke. She tries to hide behind it's a joke all the time, and couldn't take a small little joke I made at her. And I wasn't even being mean. I was just making it funny. I made a joke about Matthew Santoro. And that's her boyfriend that she either did or didn't beat. I have no fucking idea if his video on it was so fucking. I didn't even mean to upload this. Bitch, I know how uploading goes. There's no way you accidentally made that public and left it up for 8 hours. But anyway, no, I haven't paid any attention to her for a long time. I think she's funny or can be funny.
I've watched about half of it, and it has nothing to do with the Daily Wire drama. It has to do with some debate that she was supposed to have, and that Candace told the people that she has restraining orders against when and when she's going to be on, because Candace plays dirty.
She does. She does.
And you know, she made a good point too in this. The part I didn't watch the whole thing, but she made one good point: is Candace sometimes thinks that the person who yells the loudest wins.
Sure.
No matter how stupid what you say. So anyway,
look,
she's a woman, so
I have no love for Candace. I think that's been clear over the years. Yeah. And when I saw what she said, you guys can go back and watch. My reaction to Candace was, Candace, you need to shut the fuck up. I don't care about how the rest of this is. You just need to shut the fuck up, because she was not helping anything. Now, Brett, what the fuck's her last name? Cooper. Thank you, Brett Cooper. Her video, which is on Instagram, I saw Nick when the video plays the little slave, what is it? Wage slave. And Nick goes, "Oh, I wonder what the young people over there at Daily Wire think." Well, you can go actually look. Their youngest star has her name out there and has a 10, 12-minute video on it. She's fine with it.
Yeah. Is this a new phrase for most people? Because we've been using that for a long time everywhere I've worked. You know, if you're on the low rung, you always say you're a wage slave.
Yeah.
Because you're working for almost nothing and usually unappreciated, and you're easily replaced. I don't know. Is that a new term for a lot of people? Because everybody seems hyper focused on that. I'm like, we've been saying that for like 20 years at my jobs.
No, it's been out there for a long time. You know, the difference though between Brett Cooper, though, is Brett Cooper was nowhere when she started out with Daily Wire. I mean, she had some. I think she had a big following on Instagram. But I remember when she's all of a sudden pops up, I'm like, wait, who the hell is this? I thought it was trans Ben Shapiro. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And then but she's actually more interesting to listen to than some of them anyway. Although she does the same ad reads.
Sure, I mean that's their business model.
But
she says
she doesn't have 6 million followers on YouTube already watching, and she doesn't have any shows where she has Crowder's had people where there's 200,000-300,000 watching his election coverage.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have any of that.
No, but again, the question was how does she feel about the term wage slave, and she was fine with it. And she tells a story for everybody. Oh, they were lowballing him. Okay, he could have got a contract, but this is the story she tells. She gets on there and she has one of these wage slave contracts, and everything starts to grow and it's growing well. And they came to her to renegotiate her contract for a better contract because she was worth it now. She was bringing more money. They were going to share more money with her. So the whole idea that, they're just, can we be honest? There's a whole lot of people like, dirty Jews. They're the Jews.
That kind of is the implication with a lot of people.
It is absolutely the implication. Not with everybody, but there's some people who have actually just said it. They're just trying to hang on to the money. Yes, they're a business. Yes, you lowball it. If you go out there and you just throw you go out there in a contract negotiation, all right, the most we can spend is $25 million. All right, I'm going to give you a $25 million contract. And they come back at you and like, I can only work for 26. Well, you're fucked. You start at 20 and then they're like, I can only do 26. And you go, all right, what about 22? And then they come down to 25. You're actually in a ballpark that you're willing to pay. Mm-hmm. I do not understand so many people who just don't understand contracts and how contract negotiations work. If you're working with a business who is giving you the absolute best, great. But I guarantee you most contracts you get are going to be lowballed.
Right. They're going to pay you as little as they can.
As little as they can. Yeah. And look, Stephen, I really do hope he makes his own thing, because if he's making the money that he claims he is, he will do very well. If he's making the money that I've been hearing, this guy is going to be pulling in $40 to $50 million a year, and all he has to do is pay his employees. That's fucking great.
Yeah.
And I like Steven, so I hope that works out for him. I really do. Now, a couple of things. Somebody said that Steven screwed up, and Eagle says it's like Crowder never negotiated a contract. I'm going to reiterate this. I do not believe he had any intention ever of signing a contract. I don't, because it would make no sense for him to only be asking for $30 million if he's actually bringing in if you look at some of the numbers, close to $60 million. Why would you work for somebody for $30 million if you're bringing in 60? I do not believe that was ever the case. As I said last night, Steven is very, very, very good at courting controversy. And what does controversy do? Like you said, dog, every time he gets kicked off, more Mud Club subscribers, right?
Yep.
How many has he gotten from this? How many more people are going to be watching him for this? How many more people are like, oh, fuck Daily Wire. I'm going to cancel my Daily Wire and go over to Steve.
Boy, and I've seen a lot of it. Holy shit. People bitching about the Daily Wire. And it's like, Daily Wire didn't do anything. This is just, I don't even know why Jeremy even said anything, because Crowder never said his name, never said who it was. It didn't even imply. And it's funny because the Babylon Bee put out a thing. Well,
their video was great,
where they claimed that they were the ones who, were doing the contract negotiation.
It was actually us. Yeah,
actually us. That was hilarious.
I'm going to continue to not care about Steven Crowder, so that's where I'm at with this.
This is kind of the space we're in, and this is the kind of stuff. I agree with you, dog. Daily Wire should have never said anything.
Yeah,
they said nothing. There'd be nothing happening right now.
Nope, it would have just been him saying this, and their explanation that everybody was suggesting it was them, and they didn't want to come out a couple months or years later that it was, and they felt lied to. If you didn't say anything, it's not a lie. I mean, you could say lie by omission, but it's not like Steven was trying to put it out there.
Right.
I mean, it was kind of obvious, but
yeah, it was fairly obvious it was the Daily Wire. I mean, you can eliminate the majority of conservative media pretty quickly because they just don't have that kind of money. So it would have been like Fox or Daily Wire. It would have been about your best bets because he just left Beck. So who's left? I mean, News Nation isn't going to give him that kind of money.
He didn't give us the number that he was going to get paid, but with the penalties we saw, there's very few contracts that can support that and not be. You're not going to make $100,000, and one of the things is a penalty of $100,000, right? So couldn't Newsmax? No, Newsmax couldn't afford him. Plus, there were other clues in there, and this is one thing that Lauren Chen's video did very well, is going through. All right, it would have to have ad reads, and then the dollar amounts, the subscription service, Daily Wire. I mean, it's the only person it could have been.
Well, the ad
I feel
reads
dumb for not figuring it out myself, honestly.
The ad reads is the dead giveaway, because if you were working at like Fox Nation, which is their subscription thing, they don't do stuff like that.
That's right.
Anyhow, not to relitigate all of that. I think Steven did a perfect little gay op here. I really do. I think he pulled off a very good con here. I don't think he had any intention of signing with anybody. And this comes up, and he remembers that phone call. He's getting closer to the date. Nobody's giving him a contract he's actually willing to take. He's like, all right, yeah, we're going to pull the trigger on our own thing. Let me call Jeremy real quick. Where's my tape recorder?
Yeah.
Anyhow, so let's get back to the news that we do have here. This is the story you were talking about earlier, Jack.
Yeah.
Marilyn refused to give back a Virginia runaway because her parents misgendered her. Then she was sex trafficked, mother says. A 14-year-old transgender runaway from Virginia endured a 6-month nightmare that saw her twice fall into the hands of sex traffickers, the second time after Baltimore bureaucrats refused to return her to her home state because they accused her adoptive parents of misgendering her. Fuck. According to records reviewed by the Daily Wire. Oh, Daily Wire.
Yeah, they're like the only person or people covering this one. So
if you're on Crowder's side, please don't be mad that we're doing a Daily Wire story. Fuck the Daily Wire. or fuck Crowder, whichever one keeps you guys watching. Is that too desperate?
It sounded a little desperate, yeah.
Please watch us. I'm not one of those people like, I don't want viewers. I want viewers. Tell your friends, your family that bitch you hate. Get them here listening to us talk about Daily Wire stories. The child, identified in legal documents as Sage, was adopted by her biological grandmother, Michelle Blair, after the death of her father. Long troubled, Sage began identifying as male, named Draco. Or is that Draco? Like
Draco, yep, from Harry Potter.
Fuck.
Oh, not Drago, like in Rocky 5?
No.
That'd have been awesome. But no.
Draco Malfoy.
Yeah.
And ran away from their rural home in late August of 2021, only to end up on the mean streets of Baltimore. Children do not belong on the streets of Baltimore.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Nobody belongs on the streets of Baltimore. Have you been there? The place is a fucking shithole.
Baltimore, New York, Chicago. Don't take your kids there. Where authorities rescued her from a convicted sex offender, according to records. But instead of returning the child to her grandmother, Maryland officials put her in an inner city group home. The reason? They thought her adoptive blood relative parents didn't seem to sufficiently recognize her transgender identity.
What the fuck are adoptive blood relative parents? Oh, so
her grandparents. Yeah.
Okay.
Real quick. Thank you, Comrade Kitty, for that feminist donation. Stupid Potter. I agree.
It is not possible to return the child to that home, Judge Robert B. Kershaw wrote on September 3rd, 2021, after an impassioned plea from Baltimore Assistant Public Defender Anissa Khan. Khan! It's always a Khan that fucks this shit up, man. That was a good Star Trek joke. I don't care what you say.
It was hilarious, but that's not what I was grimacing at.
Less than a week after being placed in a foster home, Sage bolted. Really? The runaway bolted from a foster home. I'm shocked.
I was shocked too. In inner city Baltimore? What?
Only to resurface in Texas, where she once again had been trafficked to pedophiles, according to court records.
So the court, these are court records saying this. This is not just the just the parents, the adoptive parents saying it. Good God.
Unlike their counterparts in Maryland, Lone Star officials returned her to her parents, according to an ethics complaint Blair filed against Khan. Khan allegedly told the girl to lie about being abused by her parents. Wow.
Yeah,
seemingly in order
Bernie did this.
Seemingly in order to create
it's not just an attorney, a public official.
A public. Yeah. Khan allegedly told the girl to lie about being abused by her parents, seemingly in order to create a legal precedent allowing states other than where the teen lives to refuse to return a runaway if transgender issues are in play.
Well, if she'd have just ran to California, then that'd be the law anyway. You know, they're trying to pass that shit here too. I'm so fucking pissed.
Yeah.
You should be. It's getting ridiculous.
JB says, wait, isn't that illegal? Which part? The sexual abuse? Yes. Stealing a child because they were misgendered in their home? Not in all states.
Telling the kid to lie, I think.
Oh, telling the kid to lie. Yes, that is absolutely illegal. That is like a serious ethics problem.
Yeah,
she would lose, if that can be proven, she would lose her law license.
Well, unless the Bar Association is super woke, and they'll be like, you did the right thing morally, so we're going to ignore this. How many times have we seen that sort of shit with school boards?
I went to wake up my daughter, Blair said, describing the morning of August 25th, 2021 in an Appomattox County. Y'all thought I was going to fuck that up, huh?
Yes.
I know how to say Appomattox. I lived in Virginia.
Do you?
I do.
You know how to say a lot of words that you fuck up. What are you talking about?
There's a lot of words like that, though, that they're weird counties that if I've lived in the area, you learn it. It's kind of like being able to pronounce Mackinac. If I only had ever read Mackinac, I'd get it wrong every time. I never judge anybody for getting that one wrong. Anyway, Mackinac, that's right.
That's what people say all the time.
That's the correct way to say it.
She was gone and the window screen had been cut open. You cut the window. You couldn't just go out the front fucking door.
No. Window screen. It's way cooler.
Did he do it with his wand?
No, there was no penis involved.
Screeno Cadapo.
It's like, what you talk about, monkey?
Draco Malfoy. Well,
Yeah.
never mind.
I got you.
My Harry Potter fans got it. Sage would later reveal that she sneaked out to meet someone she thought was a 16-year-old boy who liked skateboarding. But the person was a sex offender who'd been grooming her online and took her to Washington, then to Baltimore. Please, for the love of God, pay attention to what your children are doing online. They don't have any right to privacy. Pay attention.
Well,
break into
look,
their shit if you have to.
If the kid is in a public institution like that, they're not going to be monitored as closely as you'd think.
Well, this is from when she left the home.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, everybody dropped the ball on this. And I mean everybody. So
Too many people out there think that, oh no, it's they have a right to this is your kid. You're supposed to be keeping them safe.
yeah, kids are not adults. They don't get a right to privacy if they live in your home.
Now, I didn't have to do it very often, but if I thought there was something up, you damn straight I would have gone through my child's room. I have no problem doing that.
I'd do it just to hide little things in their room. Like, where do these clown figures keep coming from? That's a mystery, son. I don't know. They're creeping me out. Yeah, that's weird. We should call an exorcist.
A frantic search that included the sheriff's office, FBI, Virginia State Police, and the U.S. Marshal ended a week later with Sage found in Baltimore with Kenneth Fisher, a 36-year-old convicted sex offender. In the weeks she had been missing, Sage experienced untold horror at his hands. I can't read anything if they're going to be giving us the details on that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then they did not return her to her grandmother, who was her legal guardian, because she may have been misgendered at home. They weren't doing enough to. Now, I do have a question here, because clearly the name comes from the Harry Potter novels. Was mom supposed to pretend magic exists too?
I guess.
Yeah.
Sage was probably just pissed that her broom didn't work.
I mean, seriously, hey, we got to do this one delusion. Why not all of them?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, she named herself Draco, for God's sake. Like, get something original.
Look, she couldn't really be a wizard. Yeah, she can't really be a boy. She ain't Pinocchio, motherfucker. But one of those delusions, we have to actually pretend that it is real instead of getting people mental treatment like they fucking need if they believe that they are the wrong sex.
Well, look, just because Baltimore will take a kid away and they'll end up sex trafficked, it's just a cost of doing business to keep somebody's gender identity safe, I guess.
Now, I don't know this next story, Jack. I don't know if you've seen what's going on with Buttigieg. There's a lot of people coming after Mayor Pete because our transportation sucks. And our transportation secretary's defense is basically, hey, I'm gay.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know if you knew he was gay.
He's gay?
They've been keeping him in the closet for a while, but apparently he's gay.
When did that happen?
I'm pretty sure it's when he started sleeping with men.
I bet it was around the time he took paternity leave.
Maternity leave. Thank you.
No, paternity leave.
No, it was maternity leave.
Dad.
Family leave.
He had to let his
Family
vagina heal.
Family leave.
You guys do realize that's why we have maternity leave. It's to let the vagina heal.
Right.
But no, we need maternity leave for men. I refuse to call it paternity leave because that's retarded. We all know what it is. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack led the Biden administration's supply chain task force. He never attended a meeting.
Oh, shit.
Why would he want to do that? Well, do my job? Whatever. I do what I want.
Give me a 1 in chat if you're shocked by that. Give me a 2 if you're like, yeah, that sounds right. Dangerous asked if Buttigieg's husband knows that he's gay. I don't know. But there was a little argument about whether he could actually call him his husband. And I maintain that since he took maternity leave, he obviously has a vagina. That makes him a woman. So, yeah, it would be his husband. I'm just saying.
Do you think that after sex they're cuddling and he just looks at him and goes, I'm gay?
I think it's the sex part that gives that all away.
I don't
I
know.
think the
Maybe.
technical term is bussy.
Oh yeah, it's boy pussy. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
President Joe Biden tapped. Somebody needs to let reporters know that you can't use that sentence anymore. All right, that has a whole new meaning. President Biden tapped Tara Reid. No, Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack. All right, that was funny. I don't care what y'all think.
She meant nothing to him.
Ebony says, "Stop." I'm with you. The whole boy, and I don't like that. That just sounds gross. A team tasked with look. I didn't stop you guys. I just don't engage because what a horrible thought. Supply chain crisis that left grocery shelves empty. The secretary never even showed up to a meeting, records show. In June 2021, as supply chains were being crippled by the effects of pandemic-era restrictions and Biden's rampant spending, Vilsack pledged to participate in meetings with a newly formed supply chain disruption task force, an initiative Biden said would solve the budding crisis with a whole of government approach. That sounds more like a transportation secretary.
I don't engage. Then he makes a butthole joke.
I didn't call it that other thing. I just so gross.
Oh,
did you hear about the Brett Kavanaugh documentary? I did not.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
there's an Guardian here. I'll put it in
the. So look, our government is tapping people. They're tapping us all, actually.
Tapping data. Never mind.
To try to get things fixed, and the people who are tapped to do it can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys.
They'd rather fuck the country in the bussy, I guess.
God damn it. This does remind me, though. We got more information about the whole Supreme Court thing. They asked, hey, did you ask any of the justices? Did you question any of them? And the sergeant at arms there at the Supreme Court said, well, we had no reason to believe it would be any of them. So no, we didn't question any of them under oath. I am barely paraphrasing that. And I'm only paraphrasing it because I don't remember the exact quote, but it's almost spot on, I promise you. We didn't have any evidence that they were involved in any way. Didn't they all have access to that document? Every one of them had access to the document. So yeah, so we didn't bother questioning them under oath, executive.
Look, trying is the first step to failing. So why bother?
Look, we all knew they weren't gonna find the culprit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tack that one on the conspiracy board with everything else that is going unsolved.
They could have at least pretended.
No, why? Nobody cares. Nobody's going to do anything to them. They know that. Nobody holds any government official to account.
They could have asked the justices under oath, hey, was it you? In a way where they could let them lie without lying. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever distributed a case file? Not necessarily this one, but have you ever done it in the past? And then they go, no, I never did that in the past. Just keep it away from it being specific. So then they could go, oh yeah, of course we question them. That just makes sense. They didn't ask anything. Fucking idiots.
Because they might accidentally reveal the identity of the January 6th pipe bomber.
Apparently that was Marjorie Taylor Greene. Have you seen that stupid thing?
No.
Yeah. There's people out there taking pictures of the bomber. I'm using air quotes here because those bombs didn't work. And they have similar shoes. And yeah, that's about it.
What the fuck, man? Marjorie Taylor Greene's a bomber and Ted Cruz is the Zodiac killer. What's going on in Congress?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is Jim Jordan like the Green River killer?
Probably. Don't ask questions you don't want answers to.
That's fair.
What the fuck is this? I am a writer and eater. Oh,
Wait a
fuck.
minute.
I'm an eater.
Thank you, Frosted.
I've never met anybody in my life who's not an eater. Even Eugenia Cooney eats a little bit.
What about that one lady that thought she absorbed power from the sun?
Not that bitch still ate.
What about the people that suntan their buttholes for power or something?
No, they still had to eat.
Oh.
Because if you don't eat, you die.
Oh, that's
It's just true.
elitist of you.
An azalea. She's an azalea. Isn't that a fucking flower?
So
Yes, it is. It's a flower.
I met a woman named Sequoia once.
Oh yeah, Sequoia is not a completely unusual name.
All right, I'm not reading the rest of her profile. Thanks. I will insert my own speculum. Oh, no.
You're welcome. Thank you, Frosted. You're the hero we never knew we needed.
If you're in chat and you don't know what a speculum is, I need you to stop right now and go look it up. I'll give you a minute. Go look up what a speculum is.
It's not speculation.
Hey, well,
Not
I mean,
related.
you're not looking for gold with it, but
Well, aren't you?
I don't know. Is there gold up in there? It is a
the
nice
letter
place.
I don't know, but we could speculate.
G. Or speculate.
Thank you very much.
Atomic Razor says, I'm too terrified, LOL. It's an instrument a gynecologist uses.
To speculate.
Yes, a vag can opener.
Yes, exactly.
Basically, yeah. It's a duck bill that they insert in there and squeeze, and it pops them open. This is my promise to the universe. As sterile stirrups gleam in harsh fluorescent lights. Oh, God, she's a writer.
No, she's a writer.
That is my statement. If they can't take 30 extra seconds to show me how to put a medical instrument into my body, then no.
I mean, do you do your own surgery too?
No, I'm walking out and finding somebody else.
So
I'm imagining the argument. She's sitting there in her gown, no panties on, legs up in the stirrup. Doctor comes to put the space. Hey. No. I need to do that.
No, she'd be one of those like really annoying Karen types. It's like, no, I will do it. Thank you.
Show me how, and I will do it. There's a reason they went to medical school, bitch.
Yeah, he does this every day. He's a
by the
fucking
way,
pro at it.
You could buy one offline. They sell those things to regular people.
Show me how? You mean you don't already know?
It's not that complicated. You stick it in and you squeeze.
She's a prude.
Or just offer to use your own fingers and shut the fuck up.
I'll grab the sides and pull it open for you.
Well, she does say in her profile that she's a master gardener as well as a dog scratcher and a cat tummy rubber.
Wait, a master gardener?
Yeah.
So she can find her way through the bush?
Exactly.
She can manage her lady garden.
She knows. Damn it, you beat me to it.
I did not go through the insanity of a bone marrow transplant to keep my mouth shut in this precious life. I promised my donors to live my full life fully to repay their gift. The fuck does it have to do with use?
She's got to get. These are like spiritual mantras that the New Age hippies say. You know, you have to acknowledge the stolen land. You need to affirm the donors. Dumb shit like that.
No, I get the sentiment behind it. If you get a donation like that, life-saving donation, heart, kidney, bone marrow, I do think you have a responsibility to lead a good, decent kind of life, because somebody either lost their life to give you that, or somebody made a ridiculously painful gift to you. I get that. I just don't understand what that has to do with opening your own vagina.
Victim points.
Can you not lead a full life?
Brave. I survived.
Can you not lead a full life if you don't use a speculum on yourself?
I don't know. I'm just winging it here, man. I'm just guessing. But thank you, Evolved Potato. As I mentioned on Frosted Stream, if a doctor let you do that, they would be liable for malpractice if you got hurt in any way. That's a hate fact, and she's empowered. She's taking control of her vagina. And you're a bigot for implying that she would sue, even though she totally would.
Well, I don't know. Let me break it down to you like this. If I were a doctor and a woman said, I need you to show me how to use that speculum. Hey, man. All right. Okay.
Next time I have a pelvic exam, I will say, thanks. I would like to insert my own speculum. Could you show me what to do? And I will do a happy dance inside.
What?
I don't think you know what the speculum's for. It's not for the happy dance inside, honey.
Maybe she gets off on it. Some sort of weird sex freak.
Most women find that uncomfortable.
I've always understood that it's, ladies in the chat, maybe you can say so. It's not the most pleasant experience at all, is it? It's kind of,
no.
You probably feel a little weird, someone there spreading things out and poking and looking and shit. I don't know. It's just, come on.
To be fair, I have seen some documentaries, mostly with Asians, on the Christian Science Monitor sub website called X Videos.
Oh, fuck.
And there are things like this out there where people are warmed up, shall we say, with
no, I hear you, but I read ahead, and that's not her issue.
No, okay, dangerous. No. I do not watch weird porn. Thank you.
I have, but Monkey, stop reading ahead. You ruined the fun for the rest of us.
That's Jack's department.
Yeah, as a degenerate, I find it necessary to increase my my knowledge of the porn community for the sake of research and to add to my jokes.
Until our recent Wise Bodies class, it did not even occur to me that this was something I could do, something I could contemplate, something I could express, something that's important, something that mattered to me. Isa Coffee, our Wise Bodies teacher, several times repeated that doctors inserting speculums instead of the women as a criminal act.
Yes, it's all set. Anytime a man touches you, it's the rape.
There's a lot of female gynecologists out there.
Look, your hate facts have no place here, sir.
I thought she was being hyperbolic until I started digging. Probably not the best wording there with this story, sweetie. And wow, what a rank, gruesome, gory tale this is. I can't read the rest of this. This woman's an idiot.
But she's a funny idiot. All these fucking kooks are funny.
It is not a criminal act for a doctor to use a medical instrument on you with your permission, you fucking retard. Now, if he's putting it in and then pulling it out and then putting it back in and pulling it out and back in and he starts to go fat, that's a criminal act.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, that's right. That's right. Bear down.
Call me daddy. Then it's a criminal act. Jesus fucking Christ. What is wrong with people?
How much time do you have?
You can't be this stupid. You just can't be this dumb. I mean, I know they are because, well, we read about them all the time. How are people this stupid?
Oh, dear God. Thank you, Travis Gardner, for the donation. He sent me a link to a very large lot on eBay of vaginal speculums.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's $250. Actually reasonable. $25 shipping. How many are in here? It's quite a few.
Is it a gross?
Yeah. Ironically, it's from Drago's Antiques. So that's the second time that name has come up today.
No, it was Draco. Oh, the dog brought up dog. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right.
It looks like there's probably 30 of these things here in various condition.
Yeah, by the way, when I was saying punch him, I was watching Rocky IV at the time.
Right?
Yeah. It was at the end.
The suggested items are pretty horrifying.
Oh God.
There's a urethra dilator for
Oh.
men. Yeah, and an anal spreader.
Um.
I'll let you guess what that's for.
Gardening.
Yes.
Groceries.
It's for astrology.
A German uterine dilator. I don't even want to know where that's been. Fucking German.
I see what you did there, monkey.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you could get a vaginal speculum for $827.
Yeah,
eBay.
you can get them pretty cheap, and before then, you could get them at medical supply stores. It's not like it's a secret thing that only doctors can buy. It's not like bombs that only people who have certain clearances can get their hands on. It's a speculum, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but like this large lot, it says used. So all of these have been used. Were they washed? Because it's just literally a pile of them.
It's probably
Some of
more
them are
expensive if
rusty.
they're not.
So, like, you know how they have the screw on them so you can adjust it and keep it locked in place?
Yeah.
Some of the screws are rusty.
Ew.
He wasn't listening.
It's from your grandma.
Stop it.
Look, if women can sell dirty socks online, imagine how much they could get for a used speculum.
Or vials of bath water. Like
Yeah.
that. Jesus.
Ladies, you're welcome. All right. I believe this is the last thing. Jack, did I go through all yours? I think
so. I didn't have a whole lot today.
I hope this triggers outrage. Surprise Brett Kavanaugh documentary premieres at Sundance. Covertly made justice from director Doug Liman, I don't know, shows to sold-out audience and shines new light on allegations of sexual assault. Oh, son of a bitch.
But they're not new. That's just it. Okay, so you'll read this and you're going to see that they're not new.
A secretly made documentary. Why did it need to be secretly made?
That's
so they can make it sound more suspicious. Like, oh, we had to do it covert, so Brett Kavanaugh didn't shut us down.
And it gives it gives some of the assholes who are immediately going to believe it. It'll give it more credibility because this was made on the hush hush.
Oh yeah, fair.
Mm-hmm.
A secret documentary made expanding on allegations of sexual assault against Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh has premiered at this year's Sundance Film Festival. Justice, a last-minute addition to the schedule, aims to shine a light not only on women who have accused Kavanaugh, a Donald Trump nominee, but also the failed FBI investigation into the allegations. Failed FBI investigation.
Yeah, because they didn't get him.
See, it's gonna be. This is basically Michael Moore. Not Michael Moore, but it's gonna be a Michael Moore type.
Kind of, yeah.
That has no examination of any of the testimony. Or wait till you see the names. You'll get to it.
Real quick before we do that, Angela's in chat. Sweetie, I hope you're feeling better. She pulled a monkey today and fell down.
I thought that was her coworker.
I thought it was her.
Oh, I don't know.
It was her.
Angela?
Yeah, I hope you're feeling better, sweetheart. Oh, by the way, Circus Zero took a spill too. What is with you guys? Look, I am a professional faller downer, okay? Don't try this at home.
Yeah.
You're gonna get hurt.
Stop getting hurt, you guys. It's not okay.
Remember, I take medicine so I don't feel it the next day. Which is probably half of what helps me fall down, by the way.
Yeah.
No, but I hope you're feeling better, sweetie. I really do. And Cirque, get better. Yeah, he I think he fractured something. Like, dude, be careful.
Oh shit, Eagle's father-in-law died too.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry to hear that.
How long did you sleep today, Monkey?
I did sleep a long time. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, Monkey's throwing some curses on you guys.
I will try not to sleep tomorrow. Anyhow, I do hope this triggers outrage, said producer Amy Hurdy in a Q&A after the premiere in Park City, Utah. I do hope that this triggers action. What fucking action?
Ding.
I do hope this triggers additional investigations with real subpoena powers. Okay. unless you're talking about throwing him in jail, you're investing. You can ask any fucking question you want. It doesn't matter. All you're talking about doing is tarnishing his reputation. I hope a real investigation. For what? By the way, Christine lied. The bitch lied. Anyhow, the film provides a timeline of the allegations. Do they? I do wonder, and Dog, you've already read this, so don't spoil it for me. Do they include Sweatnick? The bitch who said that she used to go to rape parties until it was her turn? Thank you, Frank. Has anybody donated for the little one today? Also, is she first yet for her? Thank you. That is very, very kind of you. Yes, several people have. And yes, she is in first. Yeah, you guys are so amazing. I wasn't even like trying to get extra donations or anything. Because like I said, we have, this goes for 2 months. I just happened to mention she wasn't in first place. And our audience was like, oh, fuck no. You guys are fucking amazing. I love y'all. The film provides a timeline of the allegations. Initially, that Kavanaugh was accused of by Christine Blasey Ford of sexual assault when she was 15 and he's 17, which she could not actually give any details of other than she went upstairs to a bathroom and 2 drunk guys tried to rape her because they were apparently waiting in the dark for a woman to come up there to rape. Because that's what drunk kids do all the time. Hey, let's go hang out in the room up there and wait for somebody to walk by and rape them. Does that sound like something that's real to anybody else?
Oh, only at Ralphomania.
Okay, if it was Ralph, I'd believe it. He's melting down. Oh my God. He had another stream where he was fucked up.
Was that his ex-wife he was screaming at?
I didn't see all of it, so maybe. Was he screaming Nora?
I don't know. I saw a clip Worski put up.
Yeah, I've seen clips of it. I haven't got to dig into it really deeply, but yeah. And apparently he went on Stardust show and started screaming at her. So thank you, John Migda, who says, we learned from watching you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I just know he was screaming at some woman asking her how many people saw inside her cooter.
She alleged that he held her down on the bed and groped her and tried to rip her clothes off before she got away. You left out the part that he was, according to her, laughing and giggling so much that he actually fell off of her. You know, like you do when you're raping somebody. Because, what's her name? The chick who accused Trump, E. Jean Carroll.
Yeah.
It's not that rape is sexy. It's that rape is funny. That'll get me in trouble. All right.
Yeah, that's going to get clipped.
Kavanaugh is also accused of sexual misconduct by Deborah Ramirez, who alleged that he exposed himself and thrust his penis in her face without her consent at a college party while they were playing a game where it was truth or dare, right? And he was dared to put his dick in her face. They were all sitting around playing this stupid ass game. And then somebody yells down the hallway, Brett Kavanaugh just put his dick in Debbie's face. Because that's how you announce things like that. It's not Brett put his dick in his face. No, because that would be normal. They actually yelled out his last name too. None of this makes any goddamn sense. Kavanaugh denies the allegations. He turned down requests to take part in the documentary. By the way, it is also alleged in that she touched his penis. So she sexually assaulted him. We're not going to talk about that. All right.
No, that's how memory engrams are formed, through touch.
Well, too, Deborah Ramirez is the one that refused to testify.
Yep.
So, suddenly now this is another vivid memory of her.
Suddenly, I bet. Hey, look, there's money on the line now. The first scene features Ford, half off camera, interviewed by the film's director, Doug Liman, whose credits include Mr. and Mrs. Smith and The Bourne Identity. Justice features a number of interviews with journalists. Why? Lawyers, psychologists, and those who knew Ford and Ramirez.
So basically, they found a bunch of people who want to get Brett Kavanaugh.
Well, remember that Blasey Ford's best testimony, her best evidence was that she told some people. A friend a whole long time ago, and then her psychologist.
But didn't she tell the psychologist many years later, right?
Many years later, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In fact, almost recently, so to speak.
Yeah. And her friend, she even told later it wasn't like that night. Anyway, the first scene, we did that. This was the kind of movie where people are terrified. Why? Why would you be set? All of this is already out there.
And the next line tells you why they really tested.
Yes.
Why they really
The people that chose to participate in the movie are heroes. I need a hero. In the film, Ramirez, who previously told her story to Ronan Farrow in The New Yorker, also shares her story on camera. Ramirez is referred to as someone they worked hard for people not to know. What?
Because she refused to testify.
Yeah. Her story was never given the space it deserved until long after Kavanaugh was confirmed to the court in October 2018. The story was known before then, and she refused to come up and testify about it. Probably because we would have heard the story of a bunch of drunk college kids sitting around playing Truth or Dare. Even if her story is 100% correct, there's no crime there. The crime would be her reaching out and touching his penis. Anyway, Ramirez details a Catholic upbringing, which is unimportant to the story, before explaining that her high grades got her into Yale when the university was slowly diversifying its student body in the mid-'80s. Again, not important. So you got to make her sympathetic. She's a hero. Twice over. She was one of the women going into Yale to make it less manly. Can we get a round of applause for Debbie? She's a hero. Thank you. Can we get some salutes in chat for this American hero here?
Oh, she's so stunning and or brave.
The
Truth or Dare
Catholic upbringing and sweet and Bambi like Ramirez.
Yes, she's a good little girl. Oh, it actually does say sweet and Bambi like, for fuck's sake.
Dear God, I thought that was a joke.
As well as being admitted only 15 years after women were allowed in. So you're not even a ceiling breaker. She didn't break the glass ceiling. The women had been in Yale for 15 fucking years.
Well, it was on the 15th anniversary of the ceiling breaking.
Good God. Ramirez, who is also biracial. Fuck me.
Okay, look at the picture of Ramirez.
The white girl there? Yeah.
Yeah. She's biracial. That makes it even more important.
Oh, it's more stunning and brave. Is she gay too?
Can we have a second clap, please?
Does being biracial does that make you better? Because damn, I didn't know that.
Hey,
I should probably milk that.
Look, sometimes you have to come out as biracial.
Yeah, like Alex, he's openly biracial.
He's openly biracial. That's a real thing in the world, guys. All right, where are we? Who's biracial and working class? Oh, make sure she's poor too. My mom was concerned, she recounts emotionally in the documentary. Friends at the time referred to her as sweet and Bambi-like and innocent to a fault. But Ramirez tried to fit in by becoming a cheerleader and by drinking with peers.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are they saying that as a college student, she fit in by drinking and being a cheerleader?
Yes.
Oh,
I know. Shocking.
Oh,
it's weird that she would do some socially acceptable norms.
Goodness.
Wait.
I'm shocked.
Were they calling her sweet and Bambi-like when she was shit-faced?
Yes.
And sucking
She was
dick
out
in the bathroom.
She was out pissing in the yard like a deer would.
Where are we? This, she says, brought her into the orbit of Kavanaugh, who came from a privileged family. Don't forget, she's working class and he's rich, you guys. That fucker.
Yeah. And you could just hear him rubbing his hands together, going, "Ha ha! The poors are here."
How could she be Bambi and have a mom? They haven't gone to the forest yet. Her mom stays well the fuck away from a forest.
And I'm sure she was just destitute as a Yale student.
Hey,
Yeah.
she's working class.
Yeah, her parents only made like $200,000 a year. It was so sad.
My guess is she was actually working the class, if you know what I mean.
I get you.
One in each hand, yeah.
Okay, so Brett comes from a privileged family and was known as a heavy drinker at the time. He is referred to in the film as someone who was usually more drunk than everyone else.
Oh my
And
God, somebody that can't hold their booze at a college party? I'm shocked.
She touched his penis when he was drunk? That's rape.
No, she was a therapist.
That was a counseling session.
Ramirez recounts the alleged events when she was intoxicated and, she says, made without her consent to touch Kavanaugh's penis, which he had placed near her face. You touched it. You're the Bambi over here's feeling up junk. But it was rich drunk junk. So
yeah, she was like, "Is this your antler?"
Wait a minute. How are you made to touch it without your consent? Did someone grab your wrist and rip your fingers around it? Or what do you mean made to touch it without her consent? You can't touch anything without your consent.
You can, but you have to be manhandled.
Unless he's slapping her in the face with it. You ain't touched it without come on.
We are forgetting that this is incredibly gay because Bambi was a boy.
Fair. Frosted, thank you. Bambi ran in front of cars constantly? No, she was running in front of rich drunk guys. All right, where are we here? The film then details how the circles around Ramirez and Kavanaugh responded, showing text messages of discussions where Ramirez allegations were about to go public. Those have nothing to do with anything. These are years later. These aren't text messages from the time text messaging wasn't a thing.
Now I'm running out of hate fact cards.
Oh, anyway, text messages of discussions when Ramirez allegations were about to go public, of mutual friends being asked by Kavanaugh to go on record to defend him. Another friend refers to it as a cover-up. He asked people to verify the facts of what happened.
I'm okay. They showed the text. Okay, I see what they're saying.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
The New Yorker included a statement from a group of students at the time in support of Kavanaugh. A year later, the film shows that two of them emailed the New Yorker to remove their names from the statement. A year later. So they were okay with it at the time.
You know why they removed their names from the statement? I'm going to guess.
They wanted a job?
No, they're probably they're probably getting harassed for having their names on that statement. You know damn well. That's why they're just like, take me off that. I can't have it.
I can tell you the real truth here. It's because Daily Wire made them an offer, and I'm not even finishing that. It's not that funny.
Something about low balls.
Yeah,
low ball.
I was going there, but
Ramirez's lawyer claims that they contacted Republican Senator Jeff Flake. He's the one that got accosted in the fucking elevator.
Do you think that dude has a lot of dandruff?
I would imagine so.
The name like Jeff Flake, because he's like a walking Head and Shoulders ad.
That or he's like really flighty.
Oh yeah, he's late for everything. I don't know where I am.
They contacted Jeff Flake, who was involved in the Kavanaugh confirmation hearings, to explain what happened to her. She was drunk at a college thing and she touched a dick.
Yeah. How embarrassing. You get called up in front of members of Congress to talk about some drunken misadventure you had in college.
Right?
I'm trying to forget this crap. I don't want to talk about touching somebody's wiener.
The next day, Flake called to delay the confirmation and insist on a week-long FBI investigation. But the film details how the FBI failed to call on the many witnesses recommended by Ramirez's lawyer. Footage is shown of the filmmakers meeting with a confidential source who plays a tape of Kavanaugh's classmate, Max Steyer, now a prominent figure in Washington running a nonprofit, who allegedly witnessed Kavanaugh involved in a similar act of alleged drunken exposure with a female student at a dorm party at Yale. So you have hearsay of hearsay of hearsay. Okay. The woman has chosen to remain anonymous, and this is her first time the recording has been heard. It was made during the week the FBI investigated Kavanaugh, and despite Steyer notifying them, they failed to speak to him. And you don't talk to that guy, you're not talking to anybody, Lyman, whatever, said during the Q&A. Go ahead, bud.
And, okay, how am I going to put this gently? He was in college in the 80s, right?
Uh-huh.
Who didn't get drunk and show their dick to a woman in the 80s?
I did that in the 90s.
No shit. They're doing it now.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I guess
kind of a college thing.
I guess I never did, though. Not
Hashtag not everyone, but
in private I did it often, but not in public. But it doesn't matter. Who cares? Gee, college student, drunk, naked shit going on.
Yeah.
Duh.
Hormones racing, you're away from your family, less consequences, good possibility you're going to score. Yeah, you're going to whip your dick out at some point.
What does this have to do with anything now? I'm sorry. I want to ask Jeff Lindman, is he the director?
Director.
I want to ask him, can we find some of your college friends and ask what you were doing back then? What kind of debauchery were you involved in?
Not just that, because maybe he wasn't that. But were any of your friends? And if they did you go tell on them? Because I bet you didn't.
How many speculums do you own?
Let's see. The FBI tip line that was set up is referred to as a graveyard with 4,500 tips sent straight to the White House rather than being investigated. It's referred to as another cover-up.
Yes. See, he was so prolific that 4,500 people had tips on him. Yes, not during a very contentious Supreme Court nomination. Yes, the tip line was all people who absolutely had firsthand knowledge of Brett Kavanaugh drinking, being drunk, and having his dick out.
Dude, so there's a chance that 4,500 of those 4,500 tips came from Alyssa Milano.
So what you're saying is this entire documentary was based on just the tip line?
Yes, it's based on just the tip.
I'm proud of that one. Leave me alone.
No, that was a good one.
That's.
Here's the truth. Christine Blasey Ford's story makes zero sense. None. Not a single fucking bit of sense. Nobody backs it up. She can't even remember where it happened. She has no recollection other than being at a house, walking up the stairs, and a couple of drunk guys grabbing her and giggling their way off of her. And then she ran outside, and she doesn't even know how she got home because she doesn't know where the house is. She has no actual memory of anything. And the only corroborating testimony was a friend that she told later, and then a psychologist that she told a lot later. That's her whole story. That's it, period. Debbie Ramirez, let's say everything she said is true. It's drunk kids playing a fucking game, and she willingly touched a dick. There's no crime in that. None. Zero. And since then, that's how far back they had to go. Nothing when he's been an attorney. Nothing when he worked for the government as an attorney. Nothing else there. Nothing since then. But he showed his dick at a college party where everybody was drunk.
Well, it sparked their hypothalamus monkey.
I guess.
That's how memory engrams are formed, according to that stupid bitch.
This is fucking retarded is what it is. There's nothing here, literally nothing here. And they're trying to pretend it's this big, he needs to be investigated. There's nothing to be investigated. It's stupid. Oh, but there might have been another girl who at another party was playing the same stupid fucking game with drunk guys and touched a penis. Apparently, okay, he showed his dick a lot in college. Okay. Did he rape anybody there? Because remember, the first charge is that he was trying to rape people, and that gets downgraded to playing truth or dare and pulling his dick out. Because that seems like a huge downgrade.
Yeah, throbbing downgrade.
And I guarantee you in this justice thing, they don't talk about, what's her name, Julie Swetnick, the bitch who comes out and says she went to party after party after party where these guys were lined up and Brett was in it every time and they were going in and raping girls. And then one time, even though she's a college student, these are high school parties. One time it was her turn. And then she stopped going to the parties after she got raped there. She went to like 10 parties where high school girls are getting raped, kept coming back.
Didn't tell anyone either.
Didn't tell nobody. And then it was her turn. And that's what Avenatti came out with. And then they had to walk that all back because the first time she actually gets questioned about it, she's like, oh, well, no, not exactly like that. Because people are like, you went to rape parties, bitch?
And you kept going back? And you kept watching them?
There's nothing here. It's fucking stupid. They just hate Kavanaugh because he was involved in the Clinton thing.
Well, there's one thing, and you haven't got to it. The project, and I'm just going to read this line here.
Sure.
The project was funded by Lindemann. Now, that's the director. Making his documentary debut, he told the Hollywood Reporter that the Supreme Court holds special meaning to him. His father had been a lawyer and an activist, and his brother was a federal judge. He was frustrated by the FBI investigation into Kavanaugh that never happened and sought the help of renowned documentary producers Liz Garbus, whatever. Anyway, so his motivation for making this was to make a smear piece.
Yes, absolutely.
He's telling you right there that he saw that, that it was an unfinished business to him, so he wanted to make sure that he made this very important documentary.
I need to see if I can get my hands on that documentary and do a review of it. Pirate says they hate him because Trump nominated him. That's only part of it, and you're right. For a lot of people, it is, but that's not why the establishment hated him and why they tried to take him down. It's because he worked for Kenneth Starr during the Clinton allegations.
Well, I'm sure the Trump thing really added on to the joy.
Absolutely.
Of it.
And wasn't this the so-called Merrick Garland nomination?
No, that was
fuck.
What's his name? I'm blanking.
Not Alito.
What is his name? Chat, help us out here. The first of the three, Gorsuch. Thank you, Pyrus.
Yeah, Gorsuch.
I just blanked as soon as you said. Shit, now I forgot the other guy's name. As soon as you said his name, I blanked. But anyway, guys, we are at 2 hours, 37 minutes, and 49 seconds, and I need to go do a game stream. We'll be playing some more Anno 1800 for those of you who've been enjoying that series. It is really an interesting bucket. Make me a producer. I do need one, but it's a really deeper game than I thought it was, and I've been having fun with it. We're doing a genuine series right now. I don't know how long the series will go, but we're making a run at it. So I hope you guys come join me over there. Thank you for watching here, whether you're over there on the Rumble or you're here on YouTube. Please share this with your friends, your family, that bitch you hate. Thank you for coming back every night. You guys are so awesome. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you for all the donations to me, to Jack, and especially to Little Butt. You guys are so very kind, and I love you very much for it. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll drop some links. Thanks for the money, guys. You're awesome. Thanks for supporting the kid because she's adorable. And thanks, P-Dog, for coming on and putting up with us. I don't know why you do.
You're my brothers.
Indeed.
We're a bad influence on you, and I bet your wife tells you that a lot.
Now, before you shill yourself, guys, if you are not following P-Dog Night here on YouTube, on Rumble, on Twitter, make sure you do. P-Dog, anything you want to show?
I just put my link in the chat again. Here's the thing. So I have a morning show, 10 o'clock Eastern, called The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday. And on February 10th, I'm going to be celebrating my 1000th episode. And one of my goals for the 1000th episode is to have 1,000 people watching that day. So I have a bunch of friends coming on. If I'm going to be sending links to Monkey and Jack and a bunch of other people that I've had on the show over the last 4 years. I just celebrated the 4-year anniversary. So if you're not subscribed to me, I know most of you are, or a lot of you are, but if you're not, that's why I put the link in the chat. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to have a big extravaganza that day. It'll probably be a 4 or 5, 6 hour show, depending on how many people I have coming by. So Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central.
Did you say that's Tuesday?
No. February 10th. It'll be a Friday.
February 10th. Okay.
Yeah, February 10th will be it may not be the actual 1000th episode, but that's when I'm celebrating 1,000 episodes. I think the 9th is the actual 1000th episode, but I'm going to celebrate the 10th.
Now, I will do my best to be there, but you know my schedule, so
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sending links to everybody, and people pop in and out whenever they do. Like I said, it's
dude,
it's not going to be my normal 90 minutes. I'm probably going to go probably like 10 in the morning. I'm using Eastern time just because everyone knows how to calculate from Eastern time. Going from 10 in the morning probably till about 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I will definitely do my best to be there. Just like with Jack, I met you through the audience, and I've met several people that I enjoy hanging out with because we have the greatest audience in the world. And seriously, guys, if you're not subscribed to him and Jack, make sure you do. All of Jack's links are down below too, so make sure you're subscribing everywhere. I will be over on twitch.tv/rantingmonkey here in just a few minutes. Well, okay, when I say that, it's usually like an hour. So follow me on twitch.tv/rantingmonkey, and I'll be over there very soon. Thank you guys for hanging out. Jack, Dog, pleasure as always, gentlemen.
Always glad to be here.
Everyone, have a wonderful night. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Antifa women are fat, and the men look like stick figures. They're all a bunch of cunts, and I don't like them. I hope they accidentally burn themselves instead of other people.